The Rustic Cabin in Central Mall is your ultimate farmhouse chic furniture store. They carry the area's largest and most diverse collection of solid wood furniture and decor for your home, office, ranch, or cabin. Shop beds and bedroom sets and dining room tables, chairs, and benches for small and large gatherings. Explore their selection of solid wood desks and chairs, sure to perfectly accent any office. Before you shop anywhere else for furniture and home decor, shop the Rustic Cabin.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Most dealerships in the River Valley may be short on inventory, but not at Orr Chevrolet in Fort Smith. Score more today and shop over 500 vehicles on their lot. Stop shopping at low inventory lots and shop Orr Chevrolet today to choose from over 500 new, used, and GM certified pre-owned vehicles. Larger inventory, more for your trade, and the best service teams around. Drive home in one of the over 500 new, used, and GM certified pre-owned vehicles today. Stop by 6500 Auto Park Drive or shop online 24/7 at OrChevyFS.com. And remember, you always get more with Orr.
Welcome to the Walk-Ons pregame show, where tonight the Southside Mavericks take on the 6A defending state champion Greenwood Bulldogs. Last week, the Mavs lost their opener 31-16 to the crosstown rivals, the Northside Grizzlies, while Greenwood continued to roll with a 63-21 victory over the Muskogee Rough Riders. I'm Keith Evans. I'll be calling the action tonight, along with my broadcast partner, Philip Peavy-House. And Philip, another big challenge tonight for the Mavs.
It's not insurmountable, but Keith, it's when you look at the history, tradition, and legacy of Greenwood football, we're talking about the number one team in Class 6A. There are many 7A schools that really don't want to play Greenwood. They're on our schedule. It is the challenge that's before us tonight. We'll talk about more as we get into the pregame show of some of the things Southside probably need to do to find that win column. But we think about it since 2000, they've won 10 state titles.
As we go back to last week, we look at Southside. We talked about how young the Mavs are this year. It's a team that last week I thought they played well against Northside. They depended on the pass a lot.
Depended on the pass and it could establish the run for a little bit, had a few series where the run was successful. But maybe one of the keys there, Keith, with that young offensive line is there weren't clear, distinct holes. And really for that back to be able to see. So a lot of what we saw created was by the back. That is not to say the offensive line played horribly. It's just you could tell they didn't have the seasoning experience.
The junior quarterback, David Sorek, had a good ball game last week. Really can only think of maybe one mistake he had last week. Didn't have a lot of time to throw the football, but really had a good game.
He had a good game. And, you know, Keith, I just summed it up by thinking as we left the stadium last week, they did so many things that I was just pleasantly surprised, that I was a little bit afraid of. An unknown team. How are they going to react? These are the bright lights of Friday night that you live for.
Got to get those playmakers going. Luke Wyatt, Dimitri Lloyd need to step their game up. I believe we talked about this on the way over. It was a ball game where Northside decided to do the double team. It really helped open Fulbright up as the game went on. So some other guys are going to have to step up if that happens again.
Well, for Wyatt and for Lloyd especially, they are our playmakers. And as I've said many times, Wyatt is a human highlight reel film waiting to happen. But what I noticed, though, was Northside never let him go anywhere by himself. Now, you might say, well, then there's nothing he can do about it. But here's the issue. If you're the star of the game, you're always going to have a double team, just like in basketball. What do stars do? You rise through the challenge and you figure it out. I'm sure the coaching staff's already saw that on film, adjusted for it. Lloyd, somebody was with him all the time. But if you think about it, Keith, we had a few too many drop passes last week, too.
Exactly. And the one area I look at for Southside that I really liked last week is the running game. Amari Tucker and Amir Dingle played well. Dingle really impressed me in the fact that he was able to make the first man miss. A lot of quickness there.
a lot of creativity in what you see from those two very young running backs. And they're going to see a team tonight that maybe doesn't have the size that Northside had, but they'll have the speed. So they can really fly sideline to sideline. But we want the game to go toward the goal line.
And what's going to be interesting this year, too, Philip, will be the fact we look at the offensive line. 3 sophomores, 2 juniors starting on the line. Going to have some growing pains. Saw some good things last week.
Yeah, I mean, everything down to is your footwork correct? And the coaches will grade all of that. In fact, every lineman gets a grade on the game film that's stamped there for them to look at, and it's gone over and over. You know, you started with your right foot, you should have started with your left. You shaded inside when you should have shaded outside, and all the lineman lingo that comes with the coaches and what they teach. But one thing you can say about Southside line coached by Coach Ted Stewart, they're always going to be prepared for what the other team's going to do. The issue is going to be, can we go out and execute?
On the defensive side of the ball, I thought what Southside did very well last week was tackling space.
They did. In fact, I thought they had a lot of team speed there. It seemed to be even from the line position. We talked about the offensive line being young and inexperienced. We also got to talk about the defensive line being young and inexperienced. You might say, well, what's the big deal? It's just high school football. That is a big step from junior high Thursday nights to 7A West, 6A, like we are here. It's a big step.
You talk about that defensive line. I go back to Cage Castling and John Parkinson. It seemed like number 89, John Parkinson, we were calling his name almost every other play.
Yeah, and I think what we saw, Keith, especially with the attack that Northside brought. Now, Northside didn't do anything spectacular with their line. Mm-hmm. Basically what they did was they set a line, and then they let the back read off of it, and he went where it was. But now you got to remember, they were bringing as well, Keith, a 4-man backfield at times if you count the quarterback, and they're all in front of the ball. That is a whole lot of wedge coming through there to try and handle for a young, maybe slightly undersized defensive line, but I thought they held up well.
The defensive secondary played well last week. I go back to Devin Huggins, 160 pounds, soaking wet. That young man was taking on 220-pound running backs and making the plays.
In fact, if you notice, Keith, there for a while, Northside actually quit running toward him. They didn't like what was happening from the corner, who may be what you or I would think is a little undersized for that position. But he held his own.
My question is tonight, game 1 to game 2, what do you want to see the most improvement as far as the Mavericks?
Well, I don't think we have to see some enormous, huge improvement from week 1 to week 2. You got to remember, this is a season. This isn't a sprint. What we want to see, especially from this young team, is every week they improved on something. Maybe a mistake we saw in game 1 we don't see tonight. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean that they're out of the game. Greenwood is one, which most people have probably already considered. I think the actual pundit line from people that talk about it is like 28 points. That may be, maybe not. But they also said that Northside was going to beat Southside by more than that they did. So we can't always go by that, but they'll take a win as a win just as we would. But here's the thing that I want to see. You see that improvement from that young line, both offensively, defensively. You start seeing Wyatt getting open because the scheme is working in his favor to get rid of that double team. If you remember, a couple times he was successful. They had a little bit of deflection and diversion from what they were doing off the line, getting him open for that first step, and he'll take it from there.
We'll be back to talk about the Greenwood Bulldogs after this. You're watching the Walk-On's pregame show on Maverick TV.
Comfortable isn't the first word most people think of when they think about a dentist visit, but Aesthetic Dental Institute is different. Dr. Hinshaw has been serving the community for over 25 years with expert dentistry. For cleanings and preventative care, IV and oral conscious sedation, cosmetic dentistry, bleaching, Invisalign, restorations, and even Botox, Aesthetic Dental Institute offers modern dentistry in a relaxed and calm environment. Schedule your complimentary consultation at salisawdentist.com.
A to Z Furniture in Alma is ready to meet your furniture needs. In these trying times, with all the shortages going on, they're working hard to keep stock flowing and the warehouse filled. A to Z Furniture understands that you need your furniture in a timely manner, and they are striving to make that happen. Open 7 days a week for your convenience and offering financing and delivery. A to Z Furniture would love for you to stop in and shop today. A to Z Furniture on Highway 71 in Alma. Worth the drive to save more.
My experience with concurrent enrollment was amazing. I wouldn't change anything about it.
In high school, it can be difficult to transition to college.
What I've enjoyed most about concurrent enrollment is the scheduling.
My experience with concurrent enrollment was awesome.
I could better prepare myself for what was ahead. My instructors at Carlisle were very flexible, available, and they helped me achieve success.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Crabtree RV Center, leading the River Valley in sales and service for over 70 years. Founded in 1950, Crabtree RV Center has grown into one of the largest family-owned and operated RV dealerships in Northwest Arkansas. Located on 17 acres, including a 26,000 square foot indoor showroom. Crabtree RV Center has everything you need, all in one convenient location. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, Arkansas, making your family's dreams come true.
Give your grooming game a TKO at Knockouts Haircuts for Men. Get pampered like the champ you are in this ultra-relaxed environment. We have the 5-star treatment for the everyman budget. No matter if you're a lightweight or a heavyweight, you won't get this undefeated care at any budget walk-in salon or barbershop. This one-of-a-kind care is in a class by itself. What are you waiting for? Look like the greatest at Knockouts Haircuts for Men in Fort Smith.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
The Rustic Cabin in Central Mall is your ultimate farmhouse chic furniture store. They carry the area's largest and most diverse collection of solid wood furniture and decor for your home, office, ranch, or cabin. Shop beds and bedroom sets and dining room tables, chairs, and benches for small and large gatherings. Explore their selection of solid wood desks and chairs, sure to perfectly accent any office. Before you shop anywhere else for furniture and home decor, shop the Rustic Cabin.
Welcome back to the Walk-Ons pregame show. Philip, I look at the stats last week for Greenwood, and they won 63-21. You got a new quarterback, new running backs, several new receivers. You think there's going to be a drop-off? Get these stats. They scored 9 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns on their first 4 possessions, over 800 yards total offense.
Yeah. And, of course, you know, we don't know, did Muskogee have their best field players on the field? A lot of question marks to that, but here's the bottom line. You don't go to a big place like Muskogee and lay 63 on somebody if you don't have something going on. You know, with Greenwood, what they're going to bring is a spread offensive attack. And so they're not going to just key on one receiver or another receiver. They're going to spread that ball over the field. So for our linebackers, for our safeties, for our corners, they're really going to be tested tonight. We have some inexperience there. They showed up pretty well against Northside. But Northside didn't bring that constant attack. But here's the bottom line, Keith. When you follow Greenwood's stats, you think all they do is pass the ball. It's a very balanced offense. Out of that backfield, they're going to run a lot of trickery and ball movement, a lot of counter to it. Even though they run out of the gun, they run out of the spread just like they do their regular offense. So you got to be paying attention. But here's the key, I think, if we're going to defeat Greenwood. You can't let it become a track meet. We got to keep it a football game that is between the hash marks. Greenwood wants it to be that track meet. They've got enough young people. They've got enough talent. Obviously, Houston, the quarterback, he's got it going on, and he's still going to be feeling it. So somehow you've got to kind of put a hitch in that mix.
Well, you think they'd take a step back. They had a really good running back for 3-year starter, Hunter Wilkinson, last year. They replaced him with Dylan Turner and Jake Glover, and we may see some Javon Williamson, who played for the Mavs last year. So really, you know, you just bring one after the other. They just put them into place. They seem to do good. And their receivers, Luke Brewer is a very good receiver. Bryce Caldwell had a big game last week, too.
Absolutely. And, Keith, it's nothing magical about what they're going to do. They'll have some pass plays that are designed for up the field, Most of it's in the 5 to 10 yard range. Where they're very good at it is most teams tend to back off of them, give them that room. Once they make the catch, they're very good after the catch. Very well schooled, very well coached, and if you watch their steps, it is something they work on all the time is yards after catch or the yak.
And it's an attacking defense, too. They're led by their two senior linebackers, Parker Gill and Colt Owenby.
Yes, they are. In fact, there is someone playing defense for them that used to play for Southside, Levi Russell. And I believe he's going to be playing in the defensive secondary tonight. One of the things that I think is important is for Southside to not get in a game where you're punting a lot. We need to keep that offense on the field. Part of why we faded someone against Northside was because we kind of kept our defense on the field way too much.
And give credit, too. I look at this crowd out here. You've got a big crowd. This is like an event here in Greenwood. I've been doing radio for over 20 years. Now we're on the internet, TV. And the two places I go to, and to me it is a definite home field advantage, would be Bentonville and Greenwood.
Absolutely. Bentonville's kind of the same attitude, just much bigger with their population base there. But you think about Greenwood, with, of course, their school system isn't just the city limits. It's a big part of South Sebastian County here, and they have a big draw that they draw from all the way back to what you and I would consider the edge of Fort Smith. And they all show up for a game like this.
And keys to the game tonight, Philip, I jotted down 5 things I thought are very important. Obviously, stop the momentum early. Greenwood comes out 4 touchdowns last week. This is their first home game. You got to seize that momentum early.
You need to jump on it early, and if we get the ball early, we need to keep that ball. It doesn't mean you have to score, but we want to shorten this game, Keith, because the quicker the game's going with the passing attack, they can stretch it out and they can just wear you down.
Make plays.
Make plays, finish tackles, especially for our receiver core, who didn't play bad, but our receiver core's got to make those catches.
Eliminate mistakes, turnovers, and penalties.
That goes without saying, and almost any ball game, doesn't it? Is because penalties kill so much. I mean, you can have something really good going on defensively or offensively, and it's all wiped away by some mistake that somebody made.
Tackling space.
Tackling space is going to be big tonight because there's a lot of times your corners and safeties are going to be on an island all by themselves.
Win third down.
Well, you got it all there, all the points, right? Yeah, you win your third downs and you keep that drive going.
Folks, we're just about ready for kickoff. You've been watching the Walk-Ons pregame show. Be back with tonight's kickoff after this. You're watching Southside Maverick football on Maverick TV.
Chad Sutton and Jared Copeland with Sagely and Edwards Realtors are your go-to agents in the Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley. When you're working with this team, you're working with the best. Whether it's for commercial property or you're a first-time home buyer, they're going to make sure your buying experience is an easy process. And if you're moving up, they want to make your experience better than your last. When you love what you do, it shows. Discover the Sagely and Edwards Realtors difference. Give Chad or Jared a call today or visit them online.
Do good when you eat good. Level up your to-go order by donating to the Walk-Ons Game On Foundation, supporting youth athletics and their communities. Game on.
It was the night before breakfast when suddenly Austin craved eggs and bacon and the toasted breakfast burritos he'd eat when he awakened. And the party was turning up, but Darren decided to wind down because sleep is a one-way ticket to toasted breakfast burrito town. So when Alex received that late-night text, she thought about breakfast and she ghosted her ex. Toasted breakfast burritos are here. Go to bed, sleep well. The sooner you sleep, the sooner you'll get one. Only at Taco Bell. Bong.
Welcome back to Smith Robinson Stadium. Southside won the toss. They chose to receive the ball to start the ball game. Kicking off for the Greenwood Bulldogs will be Ben Moy. Back deep for Southside will be Luke Wyatt.
Keith, wouldn't it be something if they kicked it to Wyatt? A lot of teams have been avoiding him here lately.
And we've seen, and we talk about this each week, Philip, you hold your breath, and here's a kick by Moy. It's going to come down to Wyatt. He's at the 2-yard line, 10, 15, 20. There's a hole at the 20 will cross the 23, 24-yard line. That's where Southside will start their opening possession of the ball game at their own 24-yard line.
Yeah, the wedge was there, Keith, but they closed it down real quick, and that's one of the things you see from Greenwood is they don't give up a lot of real estate because they will send the personnel into that void. But Wyatt will break one of those this year. I have no doubt about it. And, you know, right there he caught it almost at the goal line. I mean, that's a 25-yard return. You start adding that up over a game, he gets a lot of return yards.
Yeah, I think in the key, too, Philip, we talked about you got to win third down. I think that goes back on both sides of the ball. You've got to control the football, keep the ball out of Greenwood's hands. They're going to score points. If they don't have the football, they can't. Here's a handoff to the running back. That's Tucker, going to be hit. Will fall forward. It makes a good move to get about 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, Greenwood over-penetrated on defense on that play just a little bit. They got past the block. They thought they had him. That's some of that talent you're seeing in that he recognized that right off because he runs with his head up.
They'll bring up second down, 2nd and 7 for the Mavs. Opening series of the ball game. Sorg gets the team lined up on the field. We'll go trip set to the right side of the field. Sorg's going to throw a swing pass out complete to Tucker, cuts it back inside, is going to get to about the 30-yard line, going to gain 2 on the play where Colin Daggett makes a play for the Greenwood defense. Colin Daggett, that's another young man that we called his name several times last year, a solid ball player.
Absolutely. Greenwood's trying to put a little speed to what they're doing here, Keith. They're quickly under center, I should say. They're in the gun.
Mavs give them a different look here. Looks like Greenwood may be coming with a blitz, and they're going to come to an inside blitz. Here's the pass over the middle, going to be underthrown over there, intended for, that was Desmond Lopez Fulbright. The ball goes incomplete. Be 4th and a punting situation for the Mavs.
Pretty play, though, Keith. In fact, if he got that ball up just a little more. But if you notice, and if we could go back to the replay, which I know we'll probably do that later, but Greenwood was actually twisting with their stunts, and so every man was going to a different channel than where he lined up.
Gavin Grant will check in to punt the ball away for the Mavs. Back deep for Greenwood will be Aiden Kennan. He'll stand back at his 45-yard line. Greenwood should have good field position to start their opening drive of the ball game. Here's a snap to Gavin Grant. Here's the kick. It's a side kick. They're going to go out of bounds, and see, they're going to spot it at the – never good when he walks up like that.
No.
At the Southside 46-yard line.
They tend to keep walking like that, don't they? Of course, what he is doing is he is watching the official referee who gets him a landmark. He holds his hand up, and when the referee in the white cap drops his hand is where he stops.
And that's not the kind of start you want for Southside. You get a 3-and-out to start the ball game. You punt the ball away. Greenwood has great field position at the Southside 46-yard line. Again, Southside going with the 3-4 defense. There's a handoff to the running back. That's Williamson in the ball game. He's going to be hit and dropped after maybe about a 2. Let's give him a 3-yard gain on the play. Brings up second down, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I think that extra yard came from his forward progress. He got pushed back at the end, but he was there.
That was Isaac Gregory that led the charge for the Southside defense. Here's a snap to Houston. Throws a swing pass out, going to be complete. And a really good defensive play over there for Southside. I believe that was Huggins over there making the play for the Southside defense. Devin Huggins, a good one-on-one play. He was matched up out there with Aiden Kennan, and that's what you got to do. I got to ask this question. I'm always curious about this. I see a lot of blocking down the field by Greenwood when the ball's in the air. Obviously, if it's behind the line of scrimmage, you're okay.
It's still legal.
Houston takes a snap, wants to throw the ball, has time to throw. Here comes the pressure. They're going to throw the ball deep down the field, going to be incomplete over there. They're going to throw a flag down on Southside. Looked like the corner, I believe that was Huggins over there, got turned around and really just kind of, the ball was a bit underthrown and a little bit of contact penalty.
Well, you know how I am, Keith. If they throw a flag and it's on Southside, it's the end of the world. But, I mean, he has to turn his head around for that to be a legal play. The referee had not much choice there.
Well, the frustrating thing about that play, too, is the coverage was actually pretty good for the most part. Hunter Houston had to try to find the open receiver. There was nobody there. And, again, you had him 3rd and long, and that's the key is you got to win 3rd down.
Yeah. Now, that's not a spot foul in high school football, so just 15 yards. But it was a good 20 yards down the field, so it may have saved us 5 yards.
The 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Southside 26-yard line. Here's a quick slant inside for Luke Brewer, and it's almost intercepted. The ball goes off his hands. That was A.J. Smith almost making the big play for the Mav defense.
We had the penalty a minute ago on one of our corners, but, Keith, our corners are actually playing excellent ball. He was fighting through a block even and almost had that.
Being up second down, 2nd and 10. This will be the 5th play of the opening drive for the Bulldogs. Houston wants to throw the ball, looks down the field, throws over the middle, has an open receiver, touchdown.
As a breakdown, just got between players there, got inside that zone. He was wide open. The middle is usually open when you're worried about that outside threat.
That was Luke Brewer on the touchdown catch for Greenwood. Not the kind of start you want to have.
No, but hey, it's still a long ball game. We've got 9:43 left to play in the opening quarter.
Ben Moy will be in to attempt the extra point with Hunter Houston on the hold. Ball is down, kick is up. Kick is good. Greenwood leads 7-zip. Be back with the Bulldog kickoff after this. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
At the University of Arkansas Fort Smith, we have recently gone through a tremendous transformation as an institution.
UAFS really instilled in me how to think critically in everything I do. You not only walk away with the skills, but the confidence to excel at whatever you're doing.
UAFS has completely changed and transformed my life for the better.
Amazing people have chosen this place so that we can make a meaningful difference in our community.
Well, that was a 5-play drive for Greenwood, going 46 yards, a 25-yard pass from Hunter Houston to Luke Brewer. Bulldogs lead 7-zip. And Philip, I think the key play of that drive obviously was getting the penalty over there, the interference penalty on Southside when you had a chance to get off the field. But obviously I think even in that situation that was 4-down territory for the Bulldogs.
Oh, absolutely.
Here's a kick that's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. That's one way you can keep Luke Wyatt from making plays is kick the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, once the ball crosses the plane of the goal line in high school football, it is an automatic touchback. There's no bringing it out of the end zone.
And that's a safety issue, correct?
Absolutely, because, I mean, you think about special teams plays like punt returns, kickoff returns, even for the defending team, they are the most dangerous when people are moving the fastest toward each other.
This will be the second possession of the ball game for the Mavs. They've got 9:43 to go here in the first quarter. Southside trails 7-zip. As Amari Tucker checks in the backfield along with David Sorg. Southside giving a different look as they go 3 wide. Here's a handoff to Tucker. Has a hole off the left side. Will get up to close. They'll give him 5 yards on the play. Good first down play. Be second down, 2nd and 5.
I like the strategy on that, Keith, because most teams that are spread teams on offense like to be spread teams on defense, and that at least keeps them honest in the middle of the field.
Again, second down, 2nd and 5. Sword takes a snap, wants to throw the ball, throws the ball down the field. Going to be incomplete. There could have been contact right there, yeah.
Came from the center, Judge.
Yeah, that was the same play right there that we saw on the other side. The ball was back. Actually, the ball was actually underthrown. The defender runs into the receiver. Easy call.
Great job by Wyatt, though, to bring himself back to it. And that is the correct call. You have to turn your head around or else it's going to be automatic pass interference. So far tonight, Keith, the officiating has been very excellent.
You know, the thing I'm noticing, too, on the Southside offense is what's totally different from what we saw last week. You know, we wanted to pass the ball. That was obviously, I laugh at you guys talking about Bill Walsh, the old 49er coach. So you got to run, you got to
pass
sets up the run. Well, Southside trying to run the ball tonight.
Absolutely.
Sorg wants to throw. We'll take the ball deep down the field, and he is tripped on the play.
I think they're going to say that was incidental contact.
To bring up second down, 2nd and 10. That was Desmond Fulbright, intended receiver for the Mavs.
And the way they got tripped up there, I mean, you have to be able to prove it was intentional, and I don't think that
No,
was
it wasn't. I don't think it was. I think it was just one that had a little bit of contact there. And, I mean, it's going to happen in the ball game. So no harm, no foul. Brings up 2nd down. But Southside kind of interesting here early, Phillip, is they've run the ball a little bit, little swing pass, and they've tried to hit the long one here the last 2 plays. Here's a handoff to Tucker off the left side. He's going to get outside across the 45. Will be close to a Southside first down, going to get into Greenwood territory at the 49-yard line.
I tell you what, our 2 backs, Keith, they are very creative, and I really like the way they run. He really runs square, even though he's running side to side, and he's keeping his head up so he knows what he's seeing in front of him.
Big first down play for the Mavs. Again, they'll have Tucker in the backfield. Here comes a pass. Going to be a deep pass for Wyatt. He's going to just made a good attempt on the ball. Can't hang on to the football. Got open on the play. They got that matchup they wanted, the one-on-one matchup.
I tell you, there's a little exposure there that Southside's already found on Greenwood's defensive secondary, and they're trying to expose that early. And you think about it, that play, Keith, Greenwood gave them a 3-down lineman look, a 34 look with a cover 2. So they've got everybody playing a pass defense, and they still got behind him.
Bring up second down, 2nd and 10. Here's a snap, a handoff to Tucker. He's going to be hit and going to be dropped on the play on a nice defensive play by Evan Williams to bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 10 for the Mavs. No place to go.
Yeah, and what Greenwood likes to do is they like for that front 3 to make the line and then just let their linebackers fly to the ball.
Yeah, Tucker actually lost a yard on the play. We're bringing up 3rd down, 3rd and 11.
I would look for an aerial attack here.
Sawyer looks to throw the ball, throws the ball. It's going to be complete to Wyatt. He's got some open space and will be run out of bounds. And really a pretty good defensive play over there. That was Colin Daggett on the coverage. And you got Wyatt in a situation you wanted right there, but just kind of ran out of space.
Yeah, but I think this is 4-down territory here. We're past the 50-yard line. We really need to get something going. Tried that a few times, I believe, last week, didn't we, Keith?
Yeah, I believe so. Again, 4th down, 4th and 4 for the Mavs. They're going to punt. It's a punt by Sorg, the quarterback. It's going to go inside the 10-yard line, and Dimitri Lloyd's right there. Good call. They're held down the ball at the 5-yard line. That's where Greenwood will start their second drive of the night, their 5-yard line.
Mavs take over on their own 5-yard line, 1st and 10.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Welcome back to action. As we get back to action, it's a 7-yard carry for Javon Williamson. We'll bring up 2nd down, 2nd and 3 for Greenwood. Here's a quick pass out to the receiver. He's going to get across the 15, will fight his way up and makes a nice gain on the play. That was number 80 on the catch. That's Bryce Caldwell. Caldwell, big game last week.
Big game, and you know, Keith, go back to that pooch kick that we saw earlier. Very effective. I mean, you're going to make Greenwood go 95 yards. They're going to have to earn this touchdown.
Here's a handoff to the running back, and he is going to get across the 25-yard line up close to the 30-yard line.
There's a little bit of philosophy there in Greenwood, as you can already see, and really a balanced attack, but they don't want to leave that young defensive line alone. They really want to test them early.
That was Jake Glover on the carry. Now Houston takes a snap, looks down the field, has all day to throw the ball, going to be incomplete. He had a receiver out there. That was Aiden Kennan. He overthrows him. Will bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 2.
You ever had one of those moments in your life, Keith, where this is so easy and it's not the result you wanted? I think that was one of those moments for those two.
Yeah, they've got Braden Skaggs. It looks like, I believe that's number 6 in the backfield. Oh, excuse me, number 8 in the backfield. Takes the handoff, crosses the 30-yard line. Will have a 1st down as.
On the carry from the Bulldogs for a 1st down.
Yeah, this is where Greenwood wants to be. See, they're in their hurry-up set. They're getting 1st downs. They've got you on your heels. It's hard for you to make any substitutions. They just want to keep this ball mowing.
That's Dylan Tucker on the carry for the Bulldogs. Here's a handoff again. Now we've got a flag on the play.
They're lined up offsides. Going to be on Southside, Keith.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense, 5-yard penalty, replay the down.
Those are the toughest penalties to deal with right there.
Yeah.
No snap, you give up 5 yards, and I know Coach Jacob Cox, the defensive coordinator, he doesn't have any hair, but if he had some, he'd probably be pulling it out right now.
Oh, absolutely. There's no excuse for that.
Houston takes a snap. He has time to throw. Now he looks to run. He rolls to his right. Will throw the ball down the field. Has an open receiver. That's Brewer. Really good coverage over there. And that was Devin Huggins on the coverage for the Mavs. And the Greenwood offensive line doing a great job of protecting Hunter Houston, but the Southside secondary playing very well in coverage.
I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see them peel a linebacker off and bring a little bit of a delayed blitz, because it's pretty much just three-man rush at this point.
Houston has all day to throw the ball again. Throws the ball in the middle. It's complete to his receiver, who has to go back to the ball. That's Bryce Caldwell on the catch at the Southside 40-yard line for another Greenwood first down.
Yeah, if Houston has the time, and that's such a luxury for him, because he's going through 3 or 4 different reads before he decides to throw it.
Here's a handoff to the running back. That's Williamson going to be hit in the backfield. He's going to get away and going to gain maybe 3 yards on the play. They had him pinned up back there. Leading the charge for the Southside defense was Cole Elwanger. But Williamson's able to get away and gain 3 yards. Good run.
When you make the tackle, Keith, you need to be square to what you're doing, and we weren't square that time, and it allowed him to escape.
Here's a handoff again. Then he gets to the outside, inside the 30-yard line, and it's A.J. Smith making the play for the Southside defense. On the carry for the Bulldogs is Dylan Tucker.
Our keys to the game, Keith, this is what we talked about. We want to get them off the field, and I think that's why you see a timeout here. We've got to give our guys a spell and get reset.
Yeah, we've got timeout. Let's take one, too. You're watching Southside Football on Maverick TV.
Comfortable isn't the first word most people think of when they think about a dentist visit, but Aesthetic Dental Institute is different. Dr. Hinshaw has been serving the community for over 25 years with expert dentistry. For cleanings and preventative care, IV and oral conscious sedation, cosmetic dentistry, bleaching, Invisalign, restorations, and even Botox, Aesthetic Dental Institute offers modern dentistry in a relaxed and calm environment. Schedule your complimentary consultation at salisaldentist.com.
A to Z Furniture in Alma is ready to meet your furniture needs. These trying times, with all the shortages going on, they're working hard to keep stock flowing and the warehouse filled. A to Z Furniture understands that you need your furniture in a timely manner, and they are striving to make that happen. Open 7 days a week for your convenience and offering financing and delivery. A to Z Furniture would love for you to stop in and shop today. A to Z Furniture on Highway 71 in Alma. Worth the drive to save more.
Welcome back to action. Be first and 10 for the Bulldogs at Southside 30-yard line. Here's handoff to Dylan Tucker. He's going to fight his way forward for a nice gain on the play. Making the play for the Southside defense is Hayden Sutherland. It'll be a gain of, let's call it 5 on the play. Philip, I've got to ask you this, and we'll do it after this play, but, Greenwood's just eating up the yardage here. And again, they go no backs in the backfield. Here's a quick pass out that's going to be complete to Caldwell. Is going to get down to the 21-yard line. But what I've got to ask is, Greenwood, this will be the 8th play of this drive. It's a quick drive. They've only used maybe 2 or 3 minutes. They'll have these 9, 10, 12 plays, but they only go 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's what we talked about. We got to shorten this game, and the way you do it is by keeping the ball on offense.
Here's a handoff off the left side to Tucker. He's going to fight his way down to about the 17-yard line for another Greenwood first down.
We had a chance to go back to play before, Keith. That was a play out of Mitch Mustaine and Gus Malzahn's playbook from Springdale, with the 3 receivers stacked on one side and 2 blocking. One just becomes a running back from the side.
And we've got an injured Mav on the play. It's good to see him up. I believe that was Cage Castling, and they're going to check him out of the ball game. And what a lot of that does, too, is by running, the offense are running, as hot as it is, that defense, you start seeing your hands on your hips, and makes it tough as the game goes on.
Defense is reaction, offense is running a play, so it's a much different physicality.
First and 10 at the Southside 18-yard line. Hunter Houston takes a snap. Here's a quick pass out, complete. He's going to be hit in the backfield, and will be dropped back at the 20-yard line. Making the play for Southside is Russell Key. A great job right there on the catch is Aiden Kennan. And that's what we talk about, tackling in space. That's what you've got to do with these guys.
Absolutely, and not depend on you doing it by yourself, but everybody come.
Here's a rollout by Houston. He looks down the field, throws the ball on the run, going to be complete to his receiver, Luke Brewer, on the catch.
One thing I will say, Keith, is pretty much the yards after catch have been limited. And, you know, that was one of the things we talked about as Greenwood likes to do is they like to get that yards after catch, but their angles, they haven't really been able to do that.
Again, 3rd down, 3rd and 4. Here's a handoff to Tucker's got an open hole inside the 5 down to about the 2-yard line. 1st and goal for the Bulldogs.
I think they're going to mark him at the 1, Keith. They gave him a little bit there, but the referee was right there to call it.
Yeah, Tucker's this young man's 5'10", 225. That is a load.
That's a load, and that's a low load, and that's hard to get under his pads.
Yeah, and he's going to check out of the ball game as Javon Williamson will check in the backfield. Houston takes a snap. Here's a handoff to Williamson's going to get in the end zone. Touchdown.
They're doing a good job up front. Greenwood is. Their offensive line is firing on the exact game plan they wanted to do, and it's just hard to deal with, and it takes a lot of personnel to be able to do that, and I'm not sure that this year Southside has that personnel they can change in and out.
Well, it comes down to the fact that you're going to have both teams working in unison to stay in this ball game. The offense is going to have to step up, obviously score some points down here, 13-zip, pending the extra point. Ball is down, kick is up, and it's going to be blocked on the play.
Well, I don't think it ever made it past the line of scrimmage. They're going to say it was almost a live ball, but I think they got it in the backfield.
We're back with the Greenwood kickoff after this. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
My experience with concurrent enrollment was amazing. I wouldn't change anything about it.
In high school, it can be difficult to transition to college.
What I've enjoyed most about concurrent enrollment is the scheduling.
My experience with concurrent enrollment was awesome.
I could better prepare myself for what was ahead. My instructors at Carlisle were very flexible, available, and they helped me achieve success.
Keith, we talk about walk-ons. The walk-ons are one of our major sponsors here for our broadcast. And, you know, I went the other day for lunch, had the crawfish etouffee, and I tell you what, it was just perfect.
You didn't get the fries.
Absolutely
You got to get the fries.
It's not on the diet plan.
It's on mine.
Well,
Ben Moy will kick off. Back deep for Southside will be.
I'll just tell you, Keith, this is a judgment-free zone.
That was Luke White back deep along with Amir Dingle for the Mavs. Here's the kick. It's going to come to Wyatt at the goal line. Actually going to go in the end zone. Will be a touchback.
Absolutely. Their kicker is the all-star there if he can keep Luke Wyatt from getting his hands on it and be able to do something with it. Keith, you know, G2 Media Group LLC holds all rights to this broadcast, and any reproduction or rebroadcast without written consent is strictly prohibited.
This will be the 3rd possession of the ball game for the Mavs. Really started moving the ball on that 2nd possession, aided with the penalty, but they're going to have to do it here down. Yeah. Obviously down 13-zip. You got to make some things happen. Again, 4:29 to go here in the 1st quarter. Not the start you wanted.
Remember, one of our keys is.
That was one of the keys, and it didn't happen.
And we've got to watch those drop balls.
Sorg takes a snap. He is going to hand the ball off to Tucker. Has a nice hole. Will get up close to the 30-yard line. I've got to laugh here. I'm looking down here, and they're throwing those white footballs up here. A great run for Southside, and I'm thinking, oh, they threw a flag for a hold.
A white flag.
Again, 2nd down, 2nd and 9 for the Mavs. Excuse me, 2nd and 1, 9-yard gain on the play. Here's a handoff to Tucker, and he's going to be hit in the backfield and pulled down. Didn't get much of a push off the line of scrimmage, and good play by Greenwood. That was Parker Gill. We noted him in the pregame. Those 2 linebackers, Omi and Gill, all-state players.
Absolutely, and they play well. They're well coached, and they know exactly where they're supposed to be on every play. And sometimes for a young line like we have, the only experience being our center, it's very difficult to keep up.
3rd down, 3rd and 1. Here's a handoff to Tucker. He's going to fight. Should have the 1st down. Yeah,
absolutely.
What I like about that run with Amari Tucker is initial contact. Keep those legs moving.
Keep churning. Trust your line. And the line actually had a good set there. They didn't allow the stunt to be a part of what was going on or any movement. They just took it straight to him.
1st and 10 for the Mavs. And trying to get that run going. Hopefully that'll open up maybe some of the passing lanes. We saw it earlier with Luke Wyatt getting open a couple of times, so maybe they'll go back to that. As Sork has time to throw the ball, it's going to complete it on the sidelines. That is Amari Tucker. Tucker gets it up at the 35-yard line, be a gain of 3 on the play, brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, and that lets us get in our rhythm. We can kind of speed it up a little bit. This same heat that's affecting Southside is going to affect Greenwood too.
Sawyer looks down the field, throws the ball over the middle, complete to Luke Wyatt's going to get up to the 40-yard line.
But you know what I like? Keep no wasted downs. Every down here is forward progress, and now a very manageable third down.
And that's the key, too. You want to be 3rd 3, 3rd and 4, no more than that each time. And here's the snap to Sorg. Will throw the ball going to be complete. That is Fulbright on the catch. Is going to have a Southside first down. Making the play for the Greenwood defense is the former ex-Maverick Levi Russell.
Yeah, we knew we'd be calling his name at some point. He played very well for us last year.
He was a hard-nosed kid, a good football player.
Really played hard. In fact, the secondary last year was top-notch.
1st and 10 at the Southside 47. Sorg takes a snap, has time to throw, throws the ball over the middle, going to be incomplete. We've seen a few underthrows by David Sorg. I don't know if it's his footwork or maybe a wet ball.
I think there he had nowhere to go, Keith, and he did the best he could to get the ball on the ground because Lloyd had about 3 blue shirts all around him.
Bring up 2nd down, 2nd and 10. This will be the 6th play of the drive for the Mavs. Again, 2:53 to go here in the first quarter.
And we've got Wyatt going. We've got Lopez, Fulbright going. Where's Lloyd, right? That's where he tried to go to on that down.
Here's a handoff to Tucker. Not much there. He's going to be hit and driven back on a nice defensive play. Making the play for the Greenwood defense is Evan Williams again. That's 2 or 3 plays he's made so far in this ball game for the Greenwood defense here in the first quarter.
Now, if you play that aggressive on defense and you want to stunt, you want to do a lot of stuff, there are a lot of play calls that will make you wish you hadn't done that. So I would look for one of those calls from the Southside coaches.
Again, a big 3rd down here for the Mavs. 3rd down, 3rd and 10. Sorg has time to throw. Will throw the ball, going to be incomplete, intended for his receiver, Amari Tucker. The ball just a bit behind him will bring up 4th down.
Yeah, I think we got to kick it here. This is not territory you want to give them back the ball. They've already shown what they could do with a 95-yard field.
As Gavin Grant will check back in to punt the ball away for the Mavs. Going back deep will be Aiden Kennan.
Back to punt for the Mavericks, number 8.
So far, correct me if I'm wrong, Keith, but Sorg has had time to at least make his checks and see what he can do.
He's had time to do it. The thing I am kind of noticing when we talk about this, a little bit of happy feet, it seems like. He's maybe rushing things just a bit, not getting set. Here's a kick by Grant, going to be a good kick. Hits down at the 20 and will go backwards to about the 25-yard line. That's where Greenwood will start their 3rd possession of the first quarter here.
That one checked up just like your pitching wedge, Keith, when you're coming up on your approach to the green, and it backed up almost back into the hole. But
you've not seen my pitching wedge. I can't even get it off the ground.
I've seen golfers in my lifetime, and I always stand in awe of you.
Well, let's just leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm in awe.
Again, Greenwood will have the ball. They actually spot the ball at the 26-yard line. Be 1st and 10. Again, their 3rd possession here of the first half. Scored their first 2 possessions. That seems to be a theme for the Bulldogs. Here's a handoff to Tucker. Going to get across the 35 up to about the 37-yard line where I believe that was Cage Castling making the play for the Southside defense. We'll bring up 2nd down, 2nd and 4. Here's a handoff to Williamson. Going to be hitting the backfield on a great defensive play. Making the play for the Southside defense is Evan Shelby, another sophomore, making a big play for the Southside defense. And this is a key play right here, Phillip. You got 3rd down. You got to get off the field.
Got to get off the field. And so far, Greenwood has given you a little different look here with an empty backfield.
Houston calls out signals, takes a snap, wants to throw the ball, has time to throw the ball. Now he's going to roll. Still has time, and here comes the pressure, and he's going to get away and going to be hit and going to go forward and get the 1st down.
Yeah. Got to wrap up. You got to make it stop when you get there.
Houston on the carry, and up for a Greenwood 1st down.
1:07 left to go in this first quarter.
And it just keeps you on the field just a little bit longer.
Not a bad job by the Southside defense, though.
There's going to be a keeper on a good read by the Southside defense and a good play defensively for the Mavs. Getting back there to make the play.
I think it got blown up over here on the side, which is where he wanted to come, and he had nowhere to go. So
yeah, that was Blake Mitchell making the play for the Southside defense. You're right. It was going to be a quick pass outside. Southside reacted to it. He just took the ball down, ran with it, gained a half a yard. Looking at the same play again, and they're going to throw a screen pass over the middle and a good defensive play over there again. I believe that was Evan Shelby making the play for the Southside defense. Again, another third down here, third down, 3rd and 6.
You know, it's way too early, Gabe, to say play of the game, but this certainly is a play of this quarter. We got to get off the field.
Looks like a bit of confusion on this play for Greenwood as Houston takes a snap, will throw the ball down the field, has an open receiver, overthrows his intended receiver. That was Luke Brewer. Had double coverage over there. And
wow.
One thing I want to say about this Southside team, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. And at the end of the first quarter, Southside trails 13-zip. Be back with the start of the second quarter after this. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Thanks to those who purchase an ad in the program, and Bulldogs fans are encouraged to
Keith, never miss a Southside game. Just subscribe to this Maverick TV YouTube channel. It's free, and you'll get a notification each time we go live.
Philip, I'm a little interested to see what Greenwood's going to do here. They've got 4th down. You'll see if they bring the punter out. Looks like they're going to bring the punter out. That's Noah Jansen checking in the ball game, and a good job by the Southside defense getting off the field, and that's going to be the key from here on, is doing that.
Well, you know, we're still early in the game, but let's get good field position here. This is a good spot for Wyatt to show what he can do.
Wyatt will stand back at his 20-yard line as he waits on the punt from Jansen. Southside look like they may bring some pressure here. Comes the heat. They kick the ball. It's a good kick. Going to hit and go inside the 20-yard line, inside the 15-yard line, down to about the 10-yard line. That's where Southside will start their 4th possession of the ball game.
They put us in the corner, but you know what, Keith? I've got a good feeling here. I think the offense is going to break through here any time now. You know, Greenwood has been on the field some. It hasn't all just been 3 and outs. We have put some drive together, just haven't been able to finish anything. But you know what? For the fans, maybe they can't catch it tonight, never miss a Southside game. Just subscribe to this Maverick TV YouTube channel. It's free. 3 ways to watch: the Southside School app, Cox Cable 22, or the best place here on Maverick TV YouTube channel. Just search Fort Smith Southside Maverick TV. Subscribe for free and get an alert every time we go on.
Southside will start this drive on their 10-yard line. And Philip, again, I think it's a big drive for the Mavs. Going to have to try to get at least some first downs to play a little bit of field position here as Isaac Gregory checks into the game at running back. Sorg wants to throw the ball. Throws the ball over the middle. Going to be complete at about the 15-yard line on a nice catch. That is Carlisle, Kent Carlisle on the catch for Southside. And a little bit of jogging going on down there as they were excited about the play, but Carlisle catches the ball for 5 yards.
We'll have to see which way they go, but I believe it might be on Greenwood. He had a rough game last week, Keith, number 14, and had some drops. I'm sure he wished he could get back. So,
well, he's a young man too that came off
a tough catch there, though.
He came off the baseball field and really stepped in. And something Dalton had said about Carlisle was the fact he runs great routes, and you do see that in a young man. And when you run the routes that he runs, you're going to have several opportunities to make plays.
Offsetting penalties, dead ball personal foul on the defense, and dead ball personal foul on the offense.
Well, we talked about that, Keith. We've often wondered what good is the offsetting penalties.
Yeah, just tells them not to do it again.
Yeah, you're in trouble, young man.
But a gain of 6 for the Mavs. That's a good start on first down. Again, 11:38 to go here in the second quarter.
Would they pick up 5 on that?
Picked up 6. Second down, 2nd and 4. Here's a handoff to Gregory. He's going to be hit and gets away and is going to be close to a first down up to about the 19-yard line. And yeah, and this is kind of getting out of hand here. Coach Young needs to pull this young man. And I think he just did.
Sure, he's a fine young man, but, you know, you can get overzealous in any activity. And
well, he was.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. 15 yards after the play. Results on the first down.
Well, what he tried to do was once he had him down, he tried to drive him into the ground, and you just can't do that. And that's a big play for the Mavs. We'll take the 15.
Well, and this crew's sending a message, Keith. They haven't been afraid to flag for stuff. And
well, you're still talking. Yeah, you're still talking a rivalry game here too. I mean, these two teams aren't more than 10 miles apart at best, and you know it's going to be a rivalry game, just like it was last week at Northside, which I thought last week at Northside was a very well played ball game. Here's a snap. Now we've got a whistle on the play.
I believe it come from the side judge.
Now on the defense.
No timeout?
And we're going to have a timeout. With that timeout, we'll take one too. You're watching Southside Football on Maverick TV.
Crabtree RV Center, leading the River Valley in sales and service for over 70 years. Founded in 1950, Crabtree RV Center has grown into one of the largest family-owned and operated RV dealerships in Northwest Arkansas, located on 17 acres, including a 26,000 square foot indoor showroom. Crabtree RV Center has everything you need, all in one convenient location. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, Arkansas, making your family's dreams come true.
Okay. No, that's fine. It goes quick at this game, so there's not a whole lot of time.
Welcome back. Hey, catch tonight's game replay every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Cox Eureview Channel 22. And after everything has been deciphered here, we had a Greenwood timeout. Southside will have 1st and 10 at the Southside 34-yard line. Had the makings of a good drive here, Philip. Started this drive on their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, I guess Greenwood coach took some exception to whatever had occurred on the play before, because he called that timeout for one purpose, and that was to talk to the referees.
Well, every game you're going to have some jawing going on down there. We know that. And you tolerate some of it, just like you're going to have holding on every play. You just try to pick out the stuff that may be advantageous. Sorg takes a snap. It's a quick pass out to Isaac Gregory. He's going to fight his way up and is going to be tackled at the line of scrimmage on a nice defensive play. That is Storm Sherry making the play for the Greenwood defense. Brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 10.
I like the play call to the long side of the field, though. I think that's something that'll break loose at some point. Greenwood actually pursued it very well, was the reason it wasn't as successful as we'd like.
Sorg wants to throw the ball. Will take the ball deep, intended for Carlisle. Carlisle makes a great catch inside the 40-yard line down to about the 37-yard line.
Keith, we talked about improvement. Here's the walk-on replay. And when we look at this, Carlisle, who had that rough game last week, look at this. This is a catch for the ages. Man in his face, still brings the ball in.
Big play for the Mavs. Be 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Sorg wants to throw the ball again. Is going to take it deep down the field. Has an open receiver, and just out of the outstretched hands, that was Luke Wyatt, the intended receiver. I'll go back to a point, too. What's been interesting about Greenwood, they're really going man coverage on Luke Wyatt with Colin Daggett. They have a lot of faith in that young man and what he's able to do. But so far, Wyatt's got the best of him 2 or 3 times. We just haven't made the plays.
Yeah, it'll come. He's getting open. And that's one thing that was very difficult for him to do against Northside.
Again, 2nd down, 2nd and 10. Isaac Gregory in the backfield with Sorg, and Greenwood jumps in the neutral zone.
Still looking for Lloyd to be a part of the game as well, Keith.
And now they're talking about this. This may actually be on Southside. Didn't see where it occurred at. It may have been a false start from the reaction. It may have been on Dimitri Lloyd.
Yeah, the umpire, the official in the center of the field that watches the ball and the snap of the ball, he was determined that the center actually is the one who was the false start.
And that's a big play, too, because you're going from 2nd and 5 to 2nd and 15 now.
You know, Carlisle, this may be his game, Keith, if they want to give that attention to Lloyd and Wyatt, and he is on single coverage out here, even though they're bringing a cover 2 look on their defense.
Sorg looks to throw the ball. Here comes the heat. He's going to throw the ball, going to be incomplete. And really good job by David Sorg. Got good pressure up the middle toward Greenwood and just throw the ball away to live another day.
Coach was ahead of him from Greenwood there. He actually read what that was going to be, and that's where their pressure was coming, where he wanted to go back to, and there wasn't anywhere to go. I'm still watching what the safeties are doing because Carlisle's out here by himself with a corner. The safeties are worried about that middle of the field. They're not even giving Carlisle a second look.
And you've got White on one side, Carlisle on the other side. So
a lot of man
the
coverage.
matchups are there. So, I mean, at some point you might want to go for it. Sorg takes a snap. He wants to throw the ball, steps up. Will throw the ball, going to be incomplete, intended for Dimitri Lloyd at the 31-yard line. The ball a bit behind him on the play brings up 4th down.
Keith, that play was there. That play was there, and I know it was a bit behind him, but, you know, when you're big time like Lloyd, you got to make that catch.
Well, if he leads him, maybe he's got a chance at the first down, but the ball being behind him, I don't think he had much of a chance to get the first down. And Southside here has a decision to make, and on the 40-yard line, I'm kind of iffy both ways on this on the 40-yard line. If you maybe want to do the pooch kick again with Sorg, and in fact, he's back to where he may do it.
Yeah, I think that's what he's going to do. He backed up even further.
And now we're going to have a timeout. Greenwood's going to take a timeout. With that timeout, we'll take one too. You're watching Southside Football on Maverick TV.
Give your grooming game a TKO at Knockouts Haircuts for Men. Get pampered like the champ you are in this ultra-relaxed environment. We have the 5-star treatment for the everyman budget. No matter if you're a lightweight or a heavyweight, you won't get this undefeated care at any budget walk-in salon or barbershop. This one-of-a-kind care is in a class by itself. What are you waiting for? Look like the greatest at Knockouts Haircuts for Men in Fort Smith.
Welcome back to Smith Robinson Stadium. Southside going to punt the ball away. Now they'll check in Gavin Grant to punt the ball. And Greenwood not so sure that they're going to punt the ball. Now they'll drop back deep. Aiden Kennan will stand back at his 10-yard line. And I go back and forth on this. You're at the 40-yard line of Greenwood, but it's 4th and 15.
Yeah, if Lloyd had made that catch, it would have been about 4th and 5 and further down the field. I think this is the right call.
It's a good snap to Grant. Here's the punt. It's going to be a deep punt that's going to go in the end zone. Will come out to the 20-yard line. That's where Greenwood will start this drive. And what I have noticed so far here, Greenwood jumps out. First 2 possessions go down the field, get touchdown. Southside defense steps up big. But what I am kind of noticing, too, that was a really good drive by the Mavs. They started that drive on their 10-yard line. They get it down. Didn't score, but what they're doing is keeping that Greenwood offense off the field. More importantly, keeping the Southside defense off the field.
Yeah, Greenwood offense is totally dependent on rhythm, and they like to be on the field. The defense, if you notice, a little bit of frustration. They're used to coming off pretty quick.
Javon Williamson in the backfield for Greenwood. As Houston looks to throw the ball, rolls to his left, and it's going to get out of bounds. Houston, a good runner, too. The young man had several big plays last week with his feet, and that's the key. We saw, I believe it was 2 years ago, Greenwood had a quarterback. The young man could throw the ball down the field, but he could not run.
Yeah. And there he went through about 5 different reads, Keith, before he decided to pull it down, so he's not quitting early.
Here's a swing pass out, going to be incomplete. Actually threw it behind his intended receiver. That was L.J. Robbins. The ball goes incomplete, brings up 3rd down, 3rd and 4. A big opportunity again here for Southside to get off the field.
Yeah, 9:50 left to go in half.
Here comes the pressure from Southside. They set up a screen to Williamson. And what a great defensive play for Southside. That was Evan Shelby, again, making the play for the Southside defense. Also, their Cage Castling will bring up 4th down. 2 things on that play. Number one, that was set up great by Greenwood, but an even better play by the Southside defense.
Well, of course, you know, the linemen are going to let you go. When you're a defensive lineman, you start smelling blood. And what Southside did there was they knew that was a screen. They hurried Houston, got the timing off just a little bit. Back got ahead of the line, and they were able to close down quickly.
And got him at a point, too, where Greenwood was not comfortable going for it here. Jansen, your punter, punts the ball. It's going to go out of bounds. Let's see where they spotted. It was going to be probably almost say around the 47-yard line. That's where he's going to set up, actually at the 48-yard line.
Jansen's punt goes out of bounds at the 43, where the Mavericks will take over.
43.
And they go back to the 43.
Yeah. Yeah. That kick there, they are definitely not going to kick to Wyatt and let him try to have a return because he'll have one tonight.
Are you is it not interesting, though, the coverage that Greenwood, they have so much trust in their backs that they do a lot of man coverage, that you've got opportunities at some point for Wyatt, Dimitri Lloyd, and we've seen Kent Carlisle with some opportunities here and making some plays for the Mavs. So
Carlisle probably is about, 3 or 4 inches taller than his opponent, so he's got the arms to get up there and grab it. I believe he came from baseball. Is that correct, Keith?
Yes, he did. Sword takes a snap, has time to throw the ball. Will throw the ball deep down the field, and the receiver goes down on the play. But
another trip, I believe. But
but that was really good coverage over there. Daggett had the inside position on the play, so there was really nothing there. And good coverage. Ball's thrown away. Second down. Let's make it happen on second down for the Mavs. Sorg, he seems just a bit off tonight, too.
Well, I think, Greenwood comes at you quick, and he doesn't want to hold too long, and just finding that timing. He's still just a junior, so he's got some work to do.
Here's a handoff to Tucker. He gets away and is going to have close to a Southside first down, depending on the spot. Kind of spot him looks like maybe about a yard short, but that was a great run by Amari Tucker.
Yeah, I think he might have had it, but that play happened so quick, I think the refs were just a step behind.
3rd and 1 for the Mavericks.
But you definitely put yourself in makeable territory here, and obviously 4-down territory if you don't get it on 3rd down. Here's a handoff to Tucker. Makes a nice cut. He's at the 45, cuts it back inside to the 40-yard line where Sebastian Crum makes the play for the Greenwood defense. But what a nice run.
Yeah, look at this. I mean, he has to create here. He's looking for that hole. The hole's kind of blown up where he wanted to go. He pops it outside. Here's the best part, Keith. With that run, clock is still ticking.
Yeah, 8:14 to go here as Sorg takes a snap, has time to throw the ball, throws it over the middle, complete to Wyatt at the 20, at the 15 to the 13-yard line.
That was almost a playbook, a play drawn from Greenwood's book there, and no team likes to eat their own medicine, that's for sure.
That was similar to the play we saw on the first touchdown with Luke Brewer. It was basically a post play, and they're taking advantage, and those safeties look like maybe they're coming up for run support, and they're going behind the safeties.
They're convinced that's what they're there for, even though they're 15 yards off the ball.
Here's a handoff to Tucker. Is going to fight his way down to about the 10-yard line. We'll bring up second down, 2nd and 7 for the Mavs.
You look at number 3 there, Keith, one of their safeties on that play. He's totally committed to the run, trying to use him like another linebacker.
Brings up 2nd and 6.
Southside will go with 2 receivers either side of the field, trying to spread the field out with one back in the backfield. Sorg takes a snap, wants to throw the ball, has time to throw the ball, going to bounce it, one-hopped it to Kent Carlisle.
I'm not sure, Keith, that his arm, it looked like it might have got touched because it had a weird angle to it.
Well, Greenwood getting a little pressure coming from the outside, so that could be making a difference.
But as we said, you keep that up all game. The coaches are going to see that. That's where your draw plays are going to come in. Your screens are going to become effective, especially if the linebackers aren't paying attention.
Again, a big 3rd down here for the Mavs. 3rd down, 3rd and 7 at the 10-yard line. 7:21 to go here in the second quarter. Sorg takes a snap, a quick pass over the middle. Had his receiver there. That was Amari Tucker. Just delivered it maybe just a tad early. We'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah. He had the downward angle because he didn't want that to be intercepted, which is great. But he rushed that throw just a little bit. He'll get there. It's all a matter of comfort and timing.
Yeah, Jackson De La Souza will come in to attempt a field goal. This will be a 25-yard field goal for De La Souza.
I think we've burned about 3 minutes off the clock, too, haven't we, Keith?
Yes. We're down to 7:17 to go here in the second quarter. Ball is down. Kick is up. It's got the distance.
Good.
Your kick is good. Southside now trails 13-3. Be back with the Maverick kickoff after this. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
But that play happened so quick. I think
Welcome
the
back
refs
to
were
Smith
just a
Robinson
step
Stadium.
behind.
That was a 25-yard field goal for Jackson
The
Delasus.
Rustic
Southside
Cabin in
now
Central
trails
Mall is your
13-3.
ultimate
I think
farmhouse
more
chic
importantly,
furniture
though,
store.
the Southside
They carry
defense,
the
2
area's
stops
largest and most diverse collection
on 2
of solid
Greenwood
wood furniture
possessions.
and decor
And
for
then you
your
look at
home,
the Southside
office,
offense.
ranch, or
They
cabin.
ran 6
Shop
plays. They
beds
ran
and
8
bedroom
plays. They're
sets
actually
and dining
controlling the
room
football.
tables, chairs, and benches for small and large gatherings. Explore their selection of solid wood desks and chairs, sure to perfectly accent any office. Before you shop anywhere else for furniture and home decor, shop the Rustic Cabin.
Welcome back to Smith Robinson Stadium. Again, 7:13 to go here. There was a 25-yard field goal by Jackson Delasus. Cuts into the Greenwood lead. And as I was saying, Philip, 2 things. The offense doing a good job of controlling the football, hanging on to the football. The defense getting off the field. Here's a kick by Delasus. Is going to come down at the 2-yard line. He's at the 10, 15, 20. Has an open hole to the outside. That's Owenby on the return. He is at the 30, 35, up to the 37, 38-yard line. Excuse me, that was Jake Glover on the return.
Good return by Glover there. They blocked it very well, and we kind of got drawn into what they were trying to do instead of keeping our integrity on our channels or our lanes on the field.
The important thing for Southside right now, they've really kind of taken some of the momentum away from that quick start for Greenwood, so you got to build on it.
Need to come here and do the same.
Here's a handoff to Williamson, has a hole across the left side. Will get up to about the 44-yard line. Be a gain of 5 on the play, brings up second down, second and 5.
Still a lot of talking going on. In fact, the refs are breaking everybody up.
Parkinson on the stop for the Mavericks.
Just looking at our umpire here tonight, Keith, our referee in the middle of the field, he doesn't seem to put up with much, so good for him.
Here's a handoff to Tucker, going to be hitting the backfield, and they're going to drive him down on a really nice defensive play for Southside. Looks like the ball may be on the ground. Let's see.
Tucker on the carry for the Bulldogs, gain of about 1, brings up third and 3.
They're not used to 3rd and 3, Keith, even though you might say that's a good place to be. They're used to 1st and 10, so.
There was Hayden Hurst on the bottom of the pile for the Mavs. Here's a handoff again to Tucker. He's going to have the first down. He gets outside. He's at the 45, 40. Inside of the 35, down to the 20-yard line.
We've got something going on up here. Flag on the field. It should be after the play.
First down. Flag on the play.
Had a little scrum going there. Not sure who this is going to be on. Let's see.
It was, what are we talking about, 30 yards behind the play?
And they're talking here. I don't know. This may.
They're pointing at the spot, so it could be on Greenwood.
3 live ball personal fouls on the play. 2 on the offense, 1 on the defense. The one odd one will be administered against the offense, 15 yards.
Wow.
I've never seen that.
They got them all in there, though, didn't they?
I think they heard you up here because you were talking about the.
Let's hope not.
Calling in on both of them, and you know what's the point of that? So hey,
we got 1 extra there. I think it was a 2-on-1 situation. So.
And that's a big play too, because that ball was going to be spotted at the 20-yard line.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That's the breaks of the game we never can seem to get over the last couple of years for Southside. But that should be 15 yards from the spot, but now they're having a discussion on ball placement. Now they're going to walk it off. Keith, they're almost back to where they started.
And that's going to bring up 3rd down again.
Third down.
Now, if it's, my question is it after the play?
After the play, but it's a spot foul.
Okay. So still 3rd down.
Yeah, so when we said it's 30 yards behind the play where the scrum was, then that's going to be where you mark it off from.
Let's mark that play down. Could be a big play here in the ball game. Greenwood going with a stack formation. Haven't seen that tonight. As Hunter Houston rolls out, rolls to his right, wants to throw the ball. Going to throw the ball, going to be caught, but out of bounds. That's Luke Brewer.
Greenwood coaches really are taking exception, but that was a good call.
And there's another flag.
That's going to be on the Greenwood coach.
And that's a good call.
Yeah, he was clearly out of bounds.
That's like a technical foul in basketball. maybe it's me, but I'm starting to see a little bit of frustration.
Greenwood bench, 15-yard penalty.
That's another 15. That wouldn't be a spot foul. It's on the bench, so it'll go back to the line of scrimmage. Crowd does not like that here, and you know, if you're a hometown group here, you don't like it, but that was the correct call. Correct call on he was out of bounds. Correct call on the behavior.
Well, that's one of the few times I've ever seen a coach in a football game get in a referee's face like that. That was very uncalled for. In fact, I'm not sure which coach that was for Greenwood, but he may be lucky to still be on the sidelines.
Noah Jansen back to punt for the Bulldogs.
I'll not say which coach I thought it was because I could be wrong, and that would be unfair.
Back to receive for the Mavericks.
Noah Jansen will come in to punt the ball away. Luke White will stand back at his 48-yard line. And if I'm Luke, I'm thinking the way Jansen's punting the ball, I'm going to slide maybe to the left hash instead of the right hash. And
we'll see how he can place it. So far, he's been able to keep it kind of off from Wyatt.
Here's the punt that's going to hit and going to take a Southside bounce inside the 45. Now takes a Greenwood bounce, and that's my pitching wedge right there.
That's it.
That's it.
You went forward. Here's the thing, Keith. Normally, all these breaks of the game and things that happen go Greenwood's favor. That's what they're used to. And they make the game look easy because they're usually on top of that. And kind of a philosophy of if you work hard, good things are going to happen. They have worked hard tonight, but Southside's got a lot of breaks. That was one of them there.
Yeah, 5:38 to go here. You've got to be impressed with this Southside, this young Southside team coming into a hostile environment like this. Falling down quick, 13-zip. It really settled down, playing some good football. As here's a pass. Sorg wants to throw to Wyatt, and Wyatt was actually I believe that might have been, Wyatt on the side looked like may have a little hand going there.
I think it was mutual, though, is why they let it go. I think the referees did a good job of no call there. That's my opinion.
Colin Daggett's done a great job over there. You're right. He was right there to make the play for Greenwood. And
you didn't see that 5 yards Wyatt usually has of separation. So he's getting him out of his route, and they've taken Wyatt out for a breather, and I don't blame them. Those are quite a long route.
Sorg wants to throw. Here comes the heat. Here's a quick pass to Fulbright. He's going to have a first down as he crosses the 40 down to the Greenwood 38, and that's the second catch tonight for Desmond Lopez Fulbright.
Keith, I think that play was there against Northside with Fulbright dragging across that middle. I think it'll be there tonight too, especially the way Greenwood likes to get aggressive. Remember I said you find those plays that overcome aggressive.
Here's a handoff to Amari Tucker. He finds a bit of a hole there. He's going to gain 3 on the play, brings up second down, 2nd and 7. What I like about Amari Tucker, you watch this young man run with the football. His field vision is there, cuts back, finds the hole. You don't see a lot of times where he's going to be pinned down and lose yardage just because of his ability to make the first guy miss.
What I'm impressed by, Keith, is we've got an A-gap game tonight that we didn't have against Northside.
Here's a quick pass by Sorg, going to be complete. That's Kent Carlisle. Carlisle will get down to the 25-yard line for another Southside first down.
You want to play single coverage on the outside. If Carlisle goes toward the center of the field, it's going to be open every time. He can't step in front of that and keep up with it. He's giving Carlisle about 10 yards off the ball.
Sorg wants to throw the ball. He's going to throw the ball to the corner that was intended for Dimitri Lloyd. Not sure if somebody was on the right route there because his underneath receiver on that play was Luke White. You had 2 guys in the same area.
I think it was. I think just for one of them, I don't know which route it is, either too quick or too slow developing. But I still think that was probably where they were supposed to be.
Hey, never miss a Southside game. Just subscribe to this Maverick TV YouTube channel. It's free, and you'll get a notification each time we go live. Second down, 2nd and 10. 4:33 to go here before the half.
Got a play being called from the sideline, a change.
Here comes the heat from the corner. Going to be a swing pass out, and he's going to get away from the initial defender. Going to get maybe half a yard on the play, but would have lost 2.
It's okay. What the beauty of it is, Keith, is the clock is running. We've been able to do that pretty good on our drives.
The Mavericks covering on the play, number 22.
The thing that hurts the Southside offense, I guess you could say this in a sense, is it's a rhythm offense too. We're going to run our plays. You don't really worry about, I mean, in a perfect world, you go up there and run the clock down, snap the ball, work the clock, but it's just not in our DNA. Here's a long pass towards the end zone, going to be incomplete. That was intended for Luke Wyatt.
He was open, Keith. Once again, Those balls need to stop dropping in there. And so if we're talking about getting breaks, we need some of the breaks there as well, that those balls drop right in his hands, because he did get open.
That's what happened last week. We had some drops. We had some chances. There were 2 times that we could have had touchdowns. I mean, they weren't easy plays by any means, but if you can make those, you've got a chance. Now they're going to check in De La Souza here to attempt a 40-yard field goal, and watching him kick that 25-yard field goal, he's definitely got the leg.
Got the leg. Is this Alex Tejada territory here? If you remember him from Springdale years ago, 50 yards was in his range.
But couldn't kick an extra point. Here's a kick by De La Souza on the way, and that's good.
Oh, wow.
Southside cuts the lead to 13-6. Be back with the Maverick kickoff after this. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
Chad Sutton and Jared Copeland with Sagely and Edwards Realtors are your go-to agents in the Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley. When you're working with this team, you're working with the best. Whether it's for commercial property or you're a first-time home buyer, they're going to make sure your buying experience is an easy process. And if you're moving up, they want to make your experience better than your last. When you love what you do, it shows. Discover the Sagely and Edwards Realtors difference. Give Chad or Jared a call today or visit them online.
Welcome back. That was a 42-yard field goal by Jackson De La Souza. De La Souza so far has been the star for the Mavericks tonight with a 25 and a 42-yard field goal.
Hey, a lot of times the kicker's the leading scorer just because they're on the field a lot, but De La Souza is actually doing a great job. And Keith, that's one of the things we talked about since last year, is our place kicking, our kicking game's got to get better, and it has. So we're seeing those little spots of improvement that we talked about we want to see tonight.
Here's the kick by De La Souza. It's going to be a good kick, going to go into the end zone.
Boy, he's feeling it, isn't he, Keith?
And what I like, too, is the coaching staff, you know, they saw that 25-yard field goal. He nailed it. They had the confidence in him to go out there and attempt the 42-yard field goal.
Yeah, and when you put confidence in a kicker, kicker's just like playing golf. You've got to have your head on right, and if you believe you can make the shot, you normally will.
What's with the golf tonight?
Well, that's what we've seen, a lot of field goals.
Here's a handoff to the running back. I believe that's
from the Bulldogs.
Clock is running, 3:40 roughly to go.
Zach Medlin makes a play. That was Jake Glover on the carry. They come at you with 3 running backs, and all 3 are good. Here's a handoff to Glover off the left side, and get pretty good penetration over there. There's Isaac Gregory making contact. He gets away from him and makes a nice run before he is pulled down on the play. That is Cage Castley making a play for the Southside defense.
Smaller backs are hard for a bigger guy to get a hold of, and he proved it right there.
Here's a handoff to Tucker off the left side. He's got a hole there. Gets some nice blocking over there off the corner. Will cross the 45 up to about the 47-yard line.
As long as they're running, though, Keith, the clock will start once they set the chains.
Mavericks number 12, Russell Key.
The thing I've noticed, too, that Greenwood really seems to have kind of sped it up, and Southside now is going to take a timeout. With that timeout, we'll take one, too. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
Do good when you eat good. Level up your to-go order by donating to the Walk-On's Game On Foundation, supporting youth athletics and their communities. Game on.
Welcome back. You know, tonight's game replay, you can see every Tuesday night at 7 on Cox, Your View Channel 22.
Yeah, they're getting to view it live tonight on Channel 22.
A little bit scary, isn't it, Keith? You're not on tape delay.
Again, 1st and 10 for Greenwood. Here's a handoff to Tucker. He gets across midfield, will fight his way forward, and Tucker's a load, only 5'10", but 220.
Well built and got those strong legs midsection, and he's taking it to us. But as long as they're having to run, they're keeping it on the ground. That's chewing up a lot of clock. And remember, we want to shorten this game.
Here's a handoff again to Tucker. No, it's a keeper off the corner by Hunter Houston. Gets inside, and now is going to have a chance to cut it back outside, inside the 30. will be pulled down by Russell Key at the 32-yard line. A good run by Hunter Houston.
Yeah. It's probably going to be about 2 minutes left by the time we get everything set here, maybe a little more when they run this play.
1st and 10 at the Southside 31-yard line. Here's Tucker off the left side. He's got a big hole, and he's going to be hit and tackled over there. A good defensive play for the Mavs. I believe that was Huggins over there making the play, being blocked on the play, gets off the block and makes the play.
Good clean blocking out there, but he ran 20 yards to pick up 9.
Here's the snap, handoff again to Tucker, and he's going to be hit and dropped at about close to the first down. Going to be a first down.
Yeah, they gave it to him. In fact, he's past the yard, past it where they marked it. This is where we really need to tighten up, Keith, and keep this a one-score game going in the second half.
Yeah, because the old problem we talked about last week is Greenwood gets the ball to start the second half. Here's a quick swing pass out, going to be incomplete. Tried to get it to his receiver. I believe that was Bryce Caldwell.
And we're seeing some mistakes from Greenwood we normally don't see in their game. And it's I'm not going to say it's refreshing to watch because no one wants to see mistakes on a field of play. But it's definitely breaks that are going Southside's way.
Yeah, 2nd down, 2nd 10. Southside wants to blitz here. They check in the other running back. It's inside the 10. We'll get to the goal line. Touchdown. That's Jake Glover on the touchdown.
Just an inside zone read, and he just went right up through the A-gap, and lots of hands went on him. But, again, it's hard to bring down a smaller guy with a lot of strength.
On for the extra point is number 40, Ben Moy.
Ben Moy will check in for the extra point. That was a 6-play, 80-yard drive for Greenwood, concluding with the 18-yard touchdown run by Glover. Ball is down, kick is up, and it's a line drive kick, and it's good. Greenwood now leads 20-6. Be back with a Bulldog kickoff after this. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
It was the night before breakfast when suddenly Austin craved eggs and bacon and the toasted breakfast burritos he'd eat when he awakened. And the party was turning up, but Darren decided to wind down because sleep is a one-way ticket to toasted breakfast burrito town. So when Alex received that late-night text, she thought about breakfast, and she ghosted her ex. Toasted breakfast burritos are here. Go to bed, sleep well. The sooner you sleep, the sooner you'll get one. Only at Taco Bell. Bung.
Welcome back to Smith Robinson Stadium. That was a 7-play, 80-yard job for the Greenwood Bulldogs. Really basically on the legs of Dylan Tucker with the finishing play by Jake Glover. Greenwood now leads 20-6. And Philip, the key right here is calm the storm, try to get something going.
I'm going to grab in the old bag here and pull out a John Wooden quote. Are you ready for that? Famous coach from UCLA.
Go for it.
We cannot control what the other team's doing. All we can control is how we react to it.
Southside really in the first half weathered a tough storm to start the ball game, and only down 20-6. You've got to be happy with that. But it looks like they may go with an onside kick here. It's going to be a pooch kick that's going to be fielded at the 25-yard line. That is Fulbright. He goes across the field. We'll cut it back inside. We'll get up to the 34-yard line.
Good start for Fulbright. Shows you again the respect they have for Wyatt. They did not want to take a chance on him getting free.
Again, I think if you're Southside, you probably try to make something happen here with 152 to go, but you've got a double-edged sword here when you look at it. It's the fact that you want to move the ball down the field, get some points, but you also don't want to leave any time on the clock.
Yeah, and Keith, this has been a pretty fast first half and just a little over an hour so far.
And Southside goes 2 receivers split either side of the field. Sword wants to throw. It's going to be a screen pass set up to Tucker. Going to be hit in the backfield. Going to be dropped. Going to lose maybe a yard on the play. A good read on the play by Evan Williams.
Yeah, there wasn't much room he had there. They read it out pretty good. They didn't fall for the screen. They realized once they saw the back slide out what was going on.
Southside will give them a different formation here as they go trip set to the left side of the field. Sorg looks that way, wants to throw the ball deep, has a receiver. Kent Carlisle catches it at 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Southside.
We knew it was coming, didn't we, Keith? In fact, we found the magic man tonight, Mr. Carlisle. We've got a walk-on replay here. If you watch, he beats his man from the beginning, leaves him in the dust, hits him in stride. It's all over but the crying now here in the city of Greenwood.
And then puts a second gear on once he gets past the defender.
Make our extra points here, Keith, and we're right back in this ball game down 1 score.
De La Souza will attempt the extra point. Ball is down. Kick is up. Kick is good. Again, 1:13 to go here before the half. Southside now trails 20-13. Be back at the Maverick kickoff after this. You're watching Southside Maverick football on Maverick TV.
At the University of Arkansas Fort Smith, we have recently gone through a tremendous transformation as an institution.
UAFS really instilled in me how to think critically in everything I do. You not only walk away with the skills, but the confidence to excel at whatever you're doing.
UAFS has completely changed and transformed my life for the better.
Amazing people have chosen this place so that we can make a meaningful difference in our community.
Welcome back. You think there's a chance maybe you scored too early, 1:13 to go here?
Well, that's the first thing that went through my mind. But here's the thing, Keith. If there's points on the table, we want them.
Hey,
and I am so proud of this ball club in this first half of play. Now, I know we got to play two halves, but Keith, if this is all we take away, we have seen exactly what our keys to the game were. Got to see improvement each week.
Two big players in the first half for the Mavs. Jackson De La Souza, the two big field goals, and then Kent Carlisle, that was his third catch, a big touchdown play for the Mavs. Here's the kickoff. Glover's going to field it at his 8-yard line, has a hole, and is going to get up to about the 25-yard line where Devin Huggins makes the play for Southside.
Huggins is a little closer to his statue or his stature. I think it worked out a little better on him making the tackle. You know, they run hard, they run efficient, their legs never stop till you make them stop. So you got to give your hats off to Greenwood in the way they run the ball.
And it seemed like on the last possession for Greenwood, obviously they went to the running game, but they really sped up their offense. It was they were just coming to the line of scrimmage. They had a set play each time. Here's a snap to Houston. Throws the ball. It's going to be complete to his receiver. Good coverage over there for the Mavs. That is, I believe that's Kuykendall.
31?
Yeah, 31. Colton Kuykendall making a play. Excuse me, Caden Kuykendall making a play for Southside.
We can criticize any play, but you'd love to see that stop inbounds.
Here's a quick pass over the middle, complete at the 35-yard line. He cuts back outside, and he's got a hole over there. He's at midfield. We'll try to cut back inside. That's Caldwell. Actually, it looked like he went out of bounds on the play. They're going to.
Houston's pass is complete to number 24.
This is exactly what we said, Keith. There was too much time left on the clock. And, you know, you give Greenwood a minute, they're very well schooled on what to do with that minute.
What they do is, what's really effective is obviously they have a rhythm offense, but you saw the first play, they take it out of bounds. This play, they go down the field, get the first down, so they are stopping the clock without taking timeouts. As Houston has time to throw the ball, now steps up, will throw the ball deep down the field, has an open receiver. That's Brewer on the play. He's going to make the catch.
That was a very good catch there, too, Keith, and that is the right call. He was clearly in bounds.
Well, A.J. Smith was on the coverage, but I'm going to say this about A.J. Smith. You cannot cover more than 4 to 5 seconds, which he had to do. So
that's a long time.
Give credit to the offensive line. Here's a handoff to Tucker. He's going to be hit, and by Gavin Grant going to be brought down, but I think there's going to be a flag on the play, maybe a face mask.
I couldn't tell for sure. It's either face mask or horse collar. I believe it's going to be face mask, just the way he got jerked around. Yeah, it's face mask.
Foul, face mask on the defense, half the distance to the goal.
The key here right now, though, is the fact that Greenwood kind of getting the offense going again here. They scored on their last possession. Need to try to keep them out of the end zone because they'll get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah. And our defense, you can tell, has a little more fire, a little more strength, a little more stamina because they have been able to get off the field some tonight.
Greenwood will have Dylan Tucker in the backfield. Here's a snap, and then we've got, looked like movement.
We'll see what they call.
So you pretty much just negated that.
Dead ball, false start, the offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Now that won't be half the distance because we're headed the other way. So at least on the face mask call, we only got half the distance to go. So they're about back where they started.
We've got 25 seconds here before the half. And now we've got another whistle on the play.
I think we got a timeout.
Timeout, Southside.
Looks like Southside's going to take a timeout. With that, too, we'll take a timeout. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Welcome back. We've got 21 seconds to go here before the half. It will be first and goal for the Greenwood Bulldogs on the Southside 8-yard line. Started this drive on their 25-yard line. They've been able to work it down with chunk plays and have first and goal. Again, a big opportunity here for the Southside defense to try to get off the field, and a good job taking a timeout to regroup.
Got 8 yards to play with here, Keith. Otherwise, Greenwood will be back in the end zone.
Houston wants to throw the ball, throws the ball to the corner of the end zone, and almost intercepted by A.J. Smith. Had a chance to make the play. Had really good coverage there on Luke Brewer.
You know, the Southside coaching staff's right near us here in our vantage point here in the media area. And there was a little vibration from their booth. They thought he had an interception.
Well, but that's the old saying is that's why he's a defensive back.
Good job, though. Knock that ball down.
Exactly. Good coverage. Good man coverage. Here's a snap to Houston. He looks to run the ball, and let's see, he's going to be hit and pulled down. That's Gavin Grant making the play for the defense at the 8-yard line.
That works. Clock should be running. They had to spend their last time out.
Houston on the carry.
This is a big play for the Southside defense.
And for Greenwood as far as what they're wanting to do here.
And we're going to have a timeout. Let's go ahead and take a timeout, too. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
Comfortable isn't the first word most people think of when they think about a dentist visit, but Aesthetic Dental Institute is different. Dr. Hinshaw has been serving the community for over 25 years with expert dentistry. For cleanings and preventative care, IV and oral conscious sedation, cosmetic dentistry, bleaching, Invisalign, restorations, and even Botox, Aesthetic Dental Institute offers modern dentistry in a relaxed and calm environment. Schedule your complimentary consultation at salisawdentist.com.
What's third down? Welcome back to action. We've got 10 seconds to go here before the half. It'll be third and goal from the 8-yard line for Greenwood. Big play here for the Southside defense. Hopefully get a stop here and keep them in bounds, and then you can keep all points off the board. Houston in the backfield by himself. He wants to throw the ball, looks down the field, has all day to throw the ball, throws the ball. It's going to be complete to Luke Brewer, and they're going to call him. Let's see. No, incomplete.
It's a catch, but it's not in the end zone, I believe is what he's calling. It's just short. Better get lined up.
And that's going to be the end of the half.
Yeah, they're out of time.
What a break for the Mavs.
Absolutely. Keith, that's the way you end. You talk about a competitive game. Southside has come to play tonight.
Well, you got the Greenwood coaches all fired up. You got the Greenwood players all fired up. And as I said earlier, down 13-zip, there's no quit in this Southside team. We saw it last week. I think they just wore down, doing such a great job. We'll be back with the Walk-Ons halftime report after this. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
A to Z Furniture in Alma is ready to meet your furniture needs. These trying times, with all the shortages going on, they're working hard to keep stock flowing and the warehouse filled. A to Z Furniture understands that you need your furniture in a timely manner, and they are striving to make that happen. Open 7 days a week for your convenience and offering financing and delivery. A to Z Furniture would love for you to stop in and shop today. A to Z Furniture on Highway 71 in Alma. Worth the drive to save more.
My experience with concurrent enrollment was amazing. I wouldn't change anything about it.
In high school, it can be difficult to transition to college.
What I've enjoyed most about concurrent enrollment is the scheduling.
My experience with concurrent enrollment was awesome.
I could better prepare myself for what was ahead. My instructors at Carlisle were very flexible, available, and they helped me achieve success.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Crabtree RV Center, leading the River Valley in sales and service for over 70 years. Founded in 1950, Crabtree RV Center has grown into one of the largest family-owned and operated RV dealerships in Northwest Arkansas, located on 17 acres, including a 26,000 square foot indoor showroom. Crabtree RV Center has everything you need, all in one convenient location. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, Arkansas, making your family's dreams come true.
Give your grooming game a TKO at Knockouts Haircuts for Men. Get pampered like the champ you are in this ultra-relaxed environment. We have the 5-star treatment for the everyman budget. No matter if you're a lightweight or a heavyweight, you won't get this undefeated care at any budget walk-in salon or barbershop. This one-of-a-kind care is in a class by itself. What are you waiting for? Look like the greatest at Knockouts Haircuts for Men in Fort Smith.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
The Rustic Cabin in Central Mall is your ultimate farmhouse chic furniture store. They carry the area's largest and most diverse collection of solid wood furniture and decor for your home, office, ranch, or cabin. Shop beds and bedroom sets and dining room tables, chairs, and benches for small and large gatherings. Explore their selection of solid wood desks and chairs, sure to perfectly accent any office. Before you shop anywhere else for furniture and home decor, shop the Rustic Cabin.
Chad Sutton and Jared Copeland with Sagely and Edwards Realtors are your go-to agents in the Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley. When you're working with this team, you're working with the best. Whether it's for commercial property or you're a first-time home buyer, they're going to make sure your buying experience is an easy process. And if you're moving up, they want to make your experience better than your last. When you love what you do, it shows. Discover the Sagely and Edwards Realtors difference. Give Chad or Jared a call today or visit them online.
Do good when you eat good. Level up your to-go order by donating to the Walk-On's Game On Foundation, supporting youth athletics and their communities. Game on!
Welcome back to the Walk-Ons halftime show. And I'll tell you what, Philip, it was a good first half for the Mavs. They're only down 20-13, but the way the game started, down 13-zip right out of the gate, and we know what Greenwood's capable of doing. We saw that last week against Muskogee, scoring the first 4 times they had the ball. Southside stepped up, and I've got to ask this question. How big was that play at the end of the first half? Southside able to keep Luke Brewer from getting across the goal line.
Hey, we kept it right where it was. And Keith, if we could load up in the bus and call it a night, I think we'd all be happy with where this at. You might say, well, they haven't won. I get that. But from where this young team is to how much they've played so much better tonight, and I'm so impressed by the defense. They've given up some big plays. But they also have stepped up when it counts, and that was a big step up to keep him out of the end zone.
The Greenwood offensive line doing a very good job of giving Hunter Houston time to throw the football. But that being said, I want to go to what I consider the unsung heroes of Southside tonight is that secondary has played really good. I made a comment earlier on a play where they hit the big play against A.J. Smith. Well, he didn't have time. You know, you can only cover so long in a play. He did all he could do. But we're seeing that all night. We're seeing Hunter Houston. I don't know if he's not seeing the field well or what, but the Southside secondary doing a great job in coverage.
No, I think he's seeing it very clearly what Southside secondary is doing to him. And, you know, we're pretty much only bringing a three-man rush. We haven't brought a linebacker off of anybody. They're going to get their plays. They're going to get their catches. They're going to get their runs. But can you control that clock and control that scoreboard? So far, Southside's grade is very high for that.
One area, too, that Southside really has excelled in tonight has been the kicking of Jackson DeLaSous, a 25-yard field goal and a 42-yard field goal. And as I said earlier, I think he got the opportunity at the 42-yard field goal. The coaching staff had the confidence after seeing him make the first one that it wasn't even close, that he, you know, that could have been good for 40 on the 25.
Yeah, and when you count up his two field goals plus his extra point, Keith, he is the leading scorer of the game.
As we talk about the playmakers in the game, we really haven't seen a lot so far tonight of Dimitri Lloyd or Luke Wyatt. Really haven't stepped it up on the offensive side. But that being said, Kent Carlisle, we saw it last week with Fulbright stepping up making plays. This week it's Carlisle, and I think there's going to be chances here in the second half. You've got those one-on-one coverages. It wasn't like Wyatt wasn't involved in the first half. He had some chances. They just couldn't make the connection.
Yeah, the linebackers have done a good job keeping up with Lloyd. Lloyd is big, strong, and fast, and so a normal linebacker in the 7A West, I mean, he can take off and leave them, but Greenwood has some speed. So they're keeping up with him and kind of keeping him under wraps. That's fine. Fulfill your role, do your job, keep attention of the defense, because there's Carlisle, there's Wyatt. They're both been mainly in single-man coverage. No help coming from over top. The touchdown was a perfect pass to Carlisle, caught it in stride, lit the afterburners, and he was off to the races.
Mavs doing a good job tonight of mixing up the run with the pass. Amari Tucker, not going to have a lot of yards in the first half, but he made some good runs. There were some chances for Greenwood to make some plays in the backfield or hold them to really short gains, but he's able to make that first guy miss and really look good here in the first half.
You know, with a team like Southside, we like to run the ball up the middle and that A gap between either side of the center, between the two guards. It's hard to do that when you're behind by a couple of scores, but it's a little easier to do that, Keith, when you're only down one score. So I would look for them to run the ball just a little bit more, take that pressure off of Sorb, keeping that defense honest. And I really believe the middle of the field, especially behind the experience of our center, Soto, I think there's something there that can really be magical.
It's the opportunities are there. You know, we try to work the middle of the field. We really aren't really sure what the safeties of Greenwood are trying to do. Maybe they're trying to play the run or what, but they're giving us opportunities to make plays. You just got to make those plays, and that was one of the keys to the game in the first half, obviously, was to make the plays. You know, as we kind of go back to that, I think Southside, as far as, you know, taking the momentum away from Greenwood and doing what they had to do and winning third down, we said was another key. I think Southside's done a very good job of winning third down.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, there's very few things. Oh, certainly the coaches are going to pull their hair out in the film session. Why did you miss this tackle, et cetera. But as far as from a fan perspective, which is where you and I stand, you know, to relate the game to the fans, there are a lot of things to be very celebrating tonight about Southside football.
Again, we're at the half. Southside trails 20-13. Be back with more of the Walk-Ons halftime show after this. You're watching Southside Maverick football on Maverick TV.
It was the night before breakfast when suddenly Austin craved eggs and bacon and the toasted breakfast burritos he'd eat when he awakened. And the party was turning up, but Darren decided to wind down because sleep is a one-way ticket to toasted breakfast burrito town. So when Alex received that late-night text, she thought about breakfast, and she ghosted her ex. Toasted breakfast burritos are here. Go to bed, sleep well. The sooner you sleep, the sooner you'll get one. Only at Taco Bell. Bung.
At the University of Arkansas Fort Smith, we have recently gone through a tremendous transformation as an institution.
UAFS really instilled in me how to think critically in everything I do. You not only walk away with the skills, but the confidence to excel at whatever you're doing.
UAFS has completely changed and transformed my life for the better.
Amazing people have chosen this place so that we can make a meaningful difference in our community.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Comfortable isn't the first word most people think of when they think about a dentist visit, but Aesthetic Dental Institute is different. Dr. Henshaw has been serving the community for over 25 years with expert dentistry. For cleanings and preventative care, IV and oral conscious sedation, cosmetic dentistry, bleaching, Invisalign, restorations, and even Botox, Aesthetic Dental Institute offers modern dentistry in a relaxed and calm environment. Schedule your complimentary consultation at salisawdentist.com.
A to Z Furniture in Alma is ready to meet your furniture needs. These trying times, with all the shortages going on, they're working hard to keep stock flowing and the warehouse filled. A to Z Furniture understands that you need your furniture in a timely manner, and they are striving to make that happen. Open 7 days a week for your convenience and offering financing and delivery. A to Z Furniture would love for you to stop in and shop today. A to Z Furniture on Highway 71 in Alma. Worth the drive to save more.
My experience with concurrent enrollment was amazing. I wouldn't change anything about it.
In high school, it can be difficult to transition to college.
What I've enjoyed most about concurrent enrollment is the scheduling.
My experience with concurrent enrollment was awesome.
I could better prepare myself for what was ahead. My instructors at Carlisle were very flexible, available, and they helped me achieve success.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Crabtree RV Center, leading the River Valley in sales and service for over 70 years. Founded in 1950, Crabtree RV Center has grown into one of the largest family-owned and operated RV dealerships in Northwest Arkansas, located on 17 acres, including a 26,000 square foot indoor showroom. Crabtree RV Center has everything you need, all in one convenient location. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, Arkansas, making your family's dreams come true.
Welcome back. We're at the half. Southside trails 20-13. As we look at the first half scoring summary, Southside took the opening kickoff, went 3 and out. Greenwood took over at the Greenwood 46-yard line. They go 5 plays, 54 yards. A post play to Luke Brewer from Hunter Houston started the scoring for the Greenwood Bulldogs.
Yeah, and in fact, it was very well drawn up, and we kind of gave up on that play because if you remember, that wasn't his first read. That was like his third or fourth read. They have harassed him enough from a backfield and kind of a coverage sack philosophy, harassed him enough that some of these plays, he's making 5 and 6 reads before he gives up and tries to bail out.
Southside takes over again. They go 6 plays and out on their second drive. Punt the ball away to Greenwood and really set Greenwood back. They start this drive on their own 5-yard line. And the thing you notice about Greenwood football is they may run a lot of plays, but they are very quick plays. This is a 13-play, 95-yard drive. It culminates with a 1-yard touchdown run by Javon Williamson.
And, yeah, and, you know, their backs run so hard, but very balanced attack. It seems like probably they may be a little run heavy if I had an actual play count in front of me.
The defense comes up. Southside takes the ball over again, and I think this was kind of a key area of the ball game right here, Philip. If Southside's able to run 6 more plays, the defense comes up, gets a 3 and out. Southside again runs several plays, but they've kind of taken back that momentum that we talked about that you can't give up. And Southside did a good job there, and getting off the field down 13 zip. Well, then they go on their own drive. They start a drive there on the 43-yard line. It goes 8 plays, and they get a big 25-yard field goal from Jackson Delasous.
When the champ is got their back up against the ropes and they're getting pounded by the challenger, sometimes the champs wants to say, wait a minute, it's not supposed to work this way. What I do is always the best, and I always win. So I think there's a little bit that in Greenwood right now. You saw it in the frustration of the coaches. You saw it in the frustration of the players. Southside's getting in their head a little bit, and they are not comfortable when they only have 7-point difference at halftime.
Greenwood gets a really nice return on the kickoff. They start their 38-yard line but go 3 and out. Again, credit the Southside defense. Take over on their own 46-yard line. Southside drives down, and we talked about this. Delasous makes that 25-yard field goal. Would have been good from 45. So they give him a chance at a 42-yard field goal. He makes it, cuts the lead to 13-6.
Keith, that wasn't a barely make. There was still plenty of leg behind that. In fact, I mentioned Alex Tejada and the kicks he used to make. I'm sure you've witnessed him with Southside through the years there for Springdale. He would make some 50, 55-yard kicks. I mean, just amazing for a high school player. Delasous keeps working at it, and he's worked so hard since last year where we kind of had an iffy kicking game. We've really got a solid kicker.
Delasous is a weapon, but I want to touch on your point on Alex Tejada. The young man could kick a 60-yard field goal, but he couldn't make an extra point.
Well, you had to go there. My glass is half full.
So anyways, we go further into the ball game. Southside down 13-6. Greenwood takes over on their own 20-yard line. They have a 6-play, 80-yard drive, a 18-yard touchdown run by Jake Glover. What was interesting about that drive, too, Philip, was they really kind of sped up their offense even more than what they normally would, and they ran the ball.
Yeah. And they don't mind running the ball. Now, they want to pass, and they want to keep you on your toes, but if you ever notice, Greenwood will stick with what's successful for them in that moment and in that series.
Then two of the biggest plays of the night that hopefully will come back and be in Southside's favor. Southside goes 66 yards in 2 plays, a 66-yard touchdown pass from David Sorg to Kent Carlisle.
Yeah, big play and really a backbreaker for what was going on at the time because we were slowly getting way behind. And, Keith, I want to come back to something, too. That unsportsmanlike penalty that was a spot foul. It took away, a 30-yard run? I mean, that was a big game changer,
Exactly. And Greenwood takes over, and we kind of joked about this is, obviously when you get a 66-yard pass, if you want to find something that is distressing about it is they still left a minute 4 on the clock for Greenwood. Well, Greenwood takes over. And, again, I think they found something there. They started pounding the ball, moving the ball down the field. And, in fact, they got down and had 1st and goal at the Southside 3-yard line. Southside stiffens up. Credit the Southside coaching staff taking that timeout, resetting the defense. 3rd down, 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line. Hunter Houston hits his favorite target, Luke Brewer, at the goal line. He tries to reach across. Southside denies him the goal line. The clock runs out. That's 7 points off the board.
When you're watching the big boys play and you hear those commentators on TV, they always talk about you got to know where your feet are, right? His feet were clearly outside, and when he caught it and got pushed, the referee was right there on the goal line. There was no doubt about what the call was from that referee's perspective. Mere, you were to make that call up here, we have no clue because of our angles. You're standing right on it.
Now, Philip, as you looked at tonight's game, what are your plus and minuses of tonight's ball game?
Well, let's revisit that because I think there are some that we're going to have to move columns, Keith. Something that was a plus, we're going to have to move it around. But I said we had too many drop balls on passes. Done a little better there, right? So maybe it doesn't go to pluses, but it's in middle ground now. We said we got to find a way to get playmakers the ball. We found new playmakers tonight. Also, we talked about Sorg had a lot of pressure on him versus Northside. He's had time here tonight. There's a few times he's had to hurry, but I think a lot of his hurrying is just his comfort level with what's going on. And we said the defensive has got to get off the field. We've got to have some 3s and outs. That's what we've seen tonight.
I think Southside really stepped it up. And, I just love the grit of this team, what they come out, like we talked about, being down 13-zip to come back and only down 20-13 at halftime. You know, hopefully it'll be a really exciting here second half. And, you know, Greenwood's found some things that they like to do. Southside's found some things that they like. So it should be a great second half. You've been watching the walk-ons halftime show. We'll be back with a second half kickoff after this. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
Give your grooming game a TKO at Knockouts Haircuts for Men. Get pampered like the champ you are in this ultra-relaxed environment. We have the 5-star treatment for the everyman budget. No matter if you're a lightweight or a heavyweight, you won't get this undefeated care at any budget walk-in salon or barbershop. This one-of-a-kind care is in a class by itself. What are you waiting for? Look like the greatest at Knockouts Haircuts for Men in Fort Smith.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
The Rustic Cabin in Central Mall is your ultimate farmhouse chic furniture store. They carry the area's largest and most diverse collection of solid wood furniture and decor for your home, office, ranch, or cabin. Shop beds and bedroom sets and dining room tables, chairs, and benches for small and large gatherings. Explore their selection of solid wood desks and chairs, sure to perfectly accent any office. Before you shop anywhere else for furniture and home decor, shop the Rustic Cabin.
Chad Sutton and Jared Copeland with Sagely and Edwards Realtors are your go-to agents in the Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley. When you're working with this team, you're working with the best. Whether it's for commercial property or you're a first-time home buyer, they're going to make sure your buying experience is an easy process. And if you're moving up, they want to make your experience better than your last. When you love what you do, it shows. Discover the Sagely and Edwards Realtors difference. Give Chad or Jared a call today or visit them online.
Do good when you eat good. Level up your to-go order by donating to the Walk-Ons Game On Foundation, supporting youth athletics and their communities. Game on!
Welcome back. So we get back to action. Jackson DeLaSuce kicks off for the Mavs. It will be a low line drive kick that Glover will field at his 3-yard line. He's at the 10. 15 going to be hit and driven down on a good defensive play for the Mavs. Trying to think that is Dimitri Lloyd making the play for the Southside special teams.
You can tell that something got a bee in the bonnet of the special team coaches, at least there. They said that's it. And, of course, we're kicking in a little different style, trying to keep it a little lower, a little flatter, and not let them grow under it in their wedge.
Well, Greenwood always has a young man that seems like he's always a good kick returner, so you've always got to be careful as they'll come out with a stacked set to the short side of the field.
Still an empty backfield, so they got 2 receivers still on the other side.
A bit interesting, they were able to run the ball fairly well towards the end of the second half. Now they'll go with no backs in the backfield. As here's going to be a keeper by Hunter Houston. He's going to get across the 30 up to the 31-yard line. Just a simple play, just spread out the defense, and Southside may need
I think it's okay. He didn't try to drive him to the ground. He just gave him a shove. But if we look at where they've slotted the ball, it's clearly a first down.
It was John Parkinson making the play for the Southside defense. Be 1st and 10 at the Greenwood 31-yard line.
Last play, Keith, was a design quarterback draw.
Here's a quick inside pass going to be complete at the 37-yard line.
We said one of the keys to the game, Keith, was we need to watch the yards after catch. And so far, we've done a pretty good job on shutting down when they catch it.
Hayden Kennan on the catch. Zach Madlin on the play for the Southside defense. Brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 5. Now they bring a man in motion. Here's a pitch to the man.
Oh.
Going to be hit, and
I don't think it'll be a play, Keith. I think they were trying to stop it. The far side line judge is actually involved with the flag.
That'll bring it back. It'll make it 2nd down, 2nd and 9. Just opening the second half here, 11-12 to go here in the third quarter.
One of the few plays we've actually seen a little counter technique on their run, though, and a little trickery in the way the ball was delivered.
Again, 2nd down, 2nd and 10. Here's a rollout by Hunter Houston. Wants to throw the ball, throws the ball complete to Luke Brewer, going to be hit and driven out of bounds on a good defensive play for the Mavs. That's A.J. Smith making the stop. And I'll tell you what, Brewer, that young man, when he catches the ball, you better close quick.
Yeah, he's going to do something with it, and that's what Greenwood's so good at coaching is we're not just catching and going down. We're catching and moving on. Just short of the first down.
Interesting here, it's 3rd down, 3rd and 1. Well, now they're going to give him the first down.
Yeah, referees went with it. And you can kind of do that when the ball is on the actual line itself, and it is in that case.
This will be the 4th play of the opening drive of the second half as Hunter Houston takes a snap, wants to throw the ball, has an open receiver over the middle. That's his receiver inside the 30, cuts it back inside. We'll get inside the 10. Will be dragged down at about the 7-yard line. That, again, is Aiden Kennan on the catch.
Yeah, that's exactly how we didn't want to open this first half. We wanted to keep that score right where it was, come back, jump down them, and really put a score up ourselves and get them nervous.
Well, the key on that play, too, and here's a blitz by Southside, a handoff to Tucker going towards the outside. He's going to be hit and still gets away and is going to get in the end zone, touchdown.
Classic example of never letting your feet stop. So, young people, if you're running back, you don't stop those feet and good things are going to happen.
The big play was the pass to Kennan, though, but what happened on that play, Phillip, was the fact that Southside, when you're going to tackle, you got to hit low. When they were hitting him high, he was able to bounce off, get more positive yardage, and really set him up for the touchdown. Greenwood's one of these teams that looks like they're going to be a quick starter first and second half as Ben Moy checks in for the extra point.
That's their game plan.
Here's the snap. Ball is down. Kick is up. Kick is good. We'll be back with the Bulldog kickoff after this. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
It was the night before breakfast when suddenly Austin craved eggs and bacon and the toasted breakfast burritos he'd eat when he awakened. And the party was turning up, but Darren decided to wind down because sleep is a one-way ticket to toasted breakfast burrito town. So when Alex received that late-night text, she thought about breakfast, and she ghosted her ex. Toasted breakfast burritos are here. Go to bed, sleep well. The sooner you sleep, the sooner you'll get one. Only at Taco Bell. Bong.
Well, that's not the way you want to start the second half. If you're Southside, that was a 5-play, 83-yard drive for Greenwood as they get the big play from Kennan, the receiver, breaking a couple of tackles, and they finish it with a 7-yard run by Dylan Tucker. They now lead Southside 27-13.
2 scores down instead of 1, and Keith, if we'd had a few more moments or halftime, and you know, oddly enough, they only gave us 20 minutes, which is what they normally give us, but it seemed like we run out of time there. That was one of the things I wanted to break up, is that first drive is going to be so fundamental to the tone of the second half. So we got some ground to make up here.
Here's a kick by Moy. That's going to go out of bounds.
Looks like it went out and came back in, didn't it?
Yeah, White looked like he might have had a chance to run that out, but
it's a violation, so it should come to the 35.
Which would be a great field position to start for the Mavs. And again, the key is, Phillip, is you just got to answer.
Yeah.
You're in this ball game.
Hey, they were showing confidence there the last time they had the ball. And I'm going to look for the Southside coaching staff to still have that wide open playbook and say, what's working? Let's stick with that. We've got Wyatt and Lloyd lined up together on the same side.
Sorg takes a snap, throws the ball, quick pass, going to be incomplete, intended for Dimitri Lloyd over the middle. We'll bring up 2nd down, 2nd and 10.
I promise you he wishes he had that play back. There were about 4 blue shirts all around Lloyd. So do the math, Keith. If there's 4 shirts on Lloyd, that means all these other folks here, somebody's going to be wide open.
The matchup I really like is Kent Carlisle out here on the corner. They burned him one time, maybe try to do that again. They look that way, going to throw the ball. It's going to be complete on a great catch by Fulbright, and going to have a Southside first down. It's a great catch right there by Fulbright. First of all, to catch the ball, then keep his feet in bounds.
But the thing that sold that was they were concerned because Carlisle had already taken out and cleared out that area of the corner. Again, those safeties for Greenwood are biting inside. They are not worried at all about the passing game. They're worried about the running game.
Which is very interesting, consider Southside ran maybe 5 times last week. Here's a handoff to Tucker, because that may be their whole philosophy.
Yeah.
And he's going to be gang tackled after maybe about a yard gain on the play.
It's not a bad philosophy, and I've seen coaches that actually teach that, and it's called a fly technique. And basically what they want their safety doing every play is crashing down on where the hole is.
Again, second down, 2nd and 9. This will be the 4th play of the opening drive of the second half for the Mavs. 9:57 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Here's another handoff to Tucker. Tucker tries to get outside. It's going to be hit and going to be dropped on another gang tackle.
We've got another flag, Keith.
This may be a face mask. Evan Williams makes a play. Evan Williams had a good ball game for the Greenwood defense tonight.
Yeah.
I think it might have been a face mask.
Yeah. It was called by the back judge, which probably had the best view.
And I don't think they have what they call an inadvertent face mask. And
no, it's not the 5-yard variety.
I guess they actually do because they marked off 5 yards. Yeah. But I was thinking in high school you didn't have that.
Well, he did. I guess he has to call personal foul for it to be 15.
And it really wasn't. It was an inadvertent face mask.
Yeah. Hey, it's positivity. We get the down over.
He's second down, 2nd and 4 for the Mavs. Sorg wants to throw the ball. He looks upfield, throws the ball down the field, has an open receiver. It's complete to Fulbright. He's at the 10. He's at the 5 to the 4-yard line.
See, Keith, that time Fulbright, who's the slot receiver, he has to get picked up by the safety, number 19, who is still looking in that middle. And, I mean, he just floated right down there. Fulbright's got some speed.
The 1st and goal for the Mavs as they try to answer the opening drive of Greenwood here in the second half. Here's a handoff to Tucker, cuts it back inside, not much there, going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
Line's got to sustain their blocks just a little better than that. It's going to come for this young line, but one thing tonight, improvement, Keith, they gave Sorg time to make those longer throws, which you don't always get with a young line.
Greenwood really trying to come in and, disguise their blitzes as they go along, but Southside doing a pretty good job of picking up those blitzes.
They're doing a lot of stunts, and they're bringing linebackers, too, kind of on delays, trying to catch us napping. But so far, so good. They've been picking them up.
Amir Dingle checks in the game for Southside. Here's a snap. Here's a pass out, going to be complete. That's going to be a touchdown, Southside. Amir Dingle.
Pretty play, Keith, and Sorg is the one that sold that. If we go to the walk-ons replay, watch this. It's that little head fake. See, they think middle, right back over, wide open, and you've got the line out in front of him. Not much you could do to defend that.
Jackson De La Souza will attempt the extra point for the Mavs. That was a 6-play drive for the Mavs to get the touchdown, 65 yards. Amir Dingle is a threat. We saw him catch a touchdown pass last week. And
Sorg sold that, though. Their eyes were all on Sorg.
You look the other way and turn around, exactly. Here's a snap, ball is down, kick is up. Kick is good. We've got 8:41 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Southside now trails by 7. We'll be back with the Maverick kickoff after this. You're watching Southside Football on Maverick TV.
At the University of Arkansas Fort Smith, we have recently gone through a tremendous transformation as an institution.
UAFS really instilled in me how to think critically in everything I do. You not only walk away with the skills, but the confidence to excel at whatever you're doing.
UAFS has completely changed and transformed my life for the better.
Amazing people have chosen this place so that we can make a meaningful difference in our community.
Welcome back to action. It was a 65-yard, 6-play drive for the Mavs, a 5-yard touchdown pass from David Sorg to Amir Dingle. Southside now trails 27-20. And, Philip, what was your point you were making on the touchdown play?
It's fine. It was actually the extra point. My point on that was I think that ball almost went to the Sebastian County Fairgrounds, which is pretty good, about a block away, Keith. I mean, he has really got his leg going tonight.
You see a difference in De La Souza,
oh,
too.
Absolutely. A lot of confidence.
What we saw last year.
He's actually striking the ball.
He'll kick off for the Mavs. Here's the kick. It's going to go to Glover, who's going to catch it in the end zone. Will be a touchback.
Yeah, high school rules, that's limited to us. But what a great drive by Southside. Quickly get back in the game. So, Keith, we said our first drive of the second half is going to be key to the rest of this half. Now we're really here at this second drive. Let's see what the Southside defense can come up with.
Well, that's the key. Your defense really needs to step up here and make some plays. And we saw that in the first half. They really kept us in the ball game after we fell down 13-zip. Again, they'll go no back in the backfield as it's going to be another keeper by the quarterback, Houston. He's going to get across the 30 up to the 31-yard line. That by Hunter Houston, that's been a big play for Greenwood tonight. Now it looks like we've got a
55, Keith, on Greenwood. Well, I believe it's the center.
Yeah, that's Jeremiah Presson, who is down. Looks like it. Hopefully it's just a cramp.
Should be 56, Leonard coming in to replace him. I think that's his sub.
That's Ryan Shorts coming to the ball game.
Yeah, Keith, and I'm wondering, Greenwood likes to script plays. That started as the same as the last drive, design quarterback draw. So let's see what they do here. Because the script should say 30-yard gain, right?
Tackle lower this time.
It's like a preacher making an outline, and at the side it says cry.
The 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. That's been a very effective play for Hunter Houston tonight. He wants to throw this time with all the ball down the field. And it's going to be, what a great defensive play by A.J. Smith. You had the coverage one-on-one with Luke Brewer. We've seen it all night long, step for step, stride for stride. We just can't pull that INT in.
But he had his head turned the right direction.
Exactly.
And, Keith, he is going to catch hold of one of those, and I don't think the Greenwood receiving corps is going to be able to catch him.
Brings up 2nd down, 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. They'll check a running back in here. That's Glover in the backfield. Now he'll go in motion. Here's a pass over the middle. Got an open receiver. That's Brewer. Is going to get inside the 30-yard line down to the 26-yard line, and just too much time.
Well, on that, Keith, it's the design of it. And what happens is he winds up one-on-one with a linebacker, the way they're running their sets. And it is hard for a linebacker to keep up with the speed that he's bringing. He's an inside slot receiver.
Here's a quick pass out, going to be incomplete. That was intended for Brewer over there. Even if he does catch that one, he's one knee down. That would have been more advantageous for him to catch the ball.
Nothing against the linebacker, Keith, but, I mean, you're talking about a speedster that's trying to blow past you and find that. You remember when Bobby Petrino used to do, they'd have a play 20 yards down the field, and all he was looking for was the seam. And that's really what they're doing with that.
And you had a Jarius Wright or a Joe Adams to hit that seam. Here's a keeper again by Houston. He is going to fight his way forward. He's a big kid, so he gets positive yardage and still working his way forward. They're going to stop him at about the 23-yard line. We'll bring up 3rd down, 3rd and 7.
I appreciate his effort, but I wish the refs would be a little quicker with the whistle because that's usually where people get hurt.
No backs in the backfield for Greenwood. Houston wants to throw the ball, looks down the field, has all day to throw, has an open receiver. That's Brewer for the touchdown.
Went right back to that same play. Same play, Keith, and what they're doing is trying to find that mismatch. And you had the corner having to come all the way across trying to get the top. The linebacker had the bottom, and he's right between them. And so that's one for sure. The coaching staff's going to have to make an adjustment. It's going to be a long night.
Moy checks in for the extra point.
Stayed on the script, didn't they?
Get that one big play?
Yeah.
You're going to have to answer again if you're the Mavs. Here's the ball down. Kick is up. Kick is good. We'll be back with a Bulldog kickoff after this. You're watching Southside Football on Maverick TV.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
I used to do. Don't see a lot of
Welcome
jubilant.
back. That was in a 6-play drive for Greenwood as they get the touchdown, a 23-yard touchdown pass from Hunter Houston to his receiver, Luke Brewer. And one thing, Philip, I think they've got, Southside's going to have to adjust to is Houston had all day to throw the ball, and it's been that way most of the game. I don't know if you bring a backer in or what you do, but you got to figure out something to at least get some heat on him.
Well, the way that play's designed, you're running your safeties off with it, if you know what I'm saying, by the men that go in the fly pattern. They're looking for that seam underneath, and so it's really gambling to bring a backer, but the down linemen, some of them need to be really getting in there. They're not stunting much. They're trying to keep him in front of them.
Ben Moy will kick off. Back deep will be Luke Wyatt along with Amir Dingle. Here's the kick. It's going to come down to Wyatt at the 5-yard line. He's got a busted hole there. Gets up to the 30, maybe 1 or 2 steps away.
Yeah, and I don't think that was their plan, do you? I think that kick kind of got away from him because they've really been trying to keep it away from him.
I'd like to see, too. I'd like to see Dingle maybe run one back, too. I think that young man's got some potential to maybe be a game breaker in the special teams.
Yeah. Wyatt usually lines up where the natural arc of the kicker is going to be, and with right-legged kickers, it's over on that side.
Be 1st and 10 for the Mavs. They'll start this drive on their own 30-yard line. Been a shootout here in the second half. 2 touchdowns by Greenwood, 1 by Southside. Mavs try to answer here. Here's a quick pass out, going to be complete to Fulbright. He's going to get across the 35-yard line. Really good job, too. Set up well, Phillip. You had Carlisle along with Dimitri Lloyd as your lead blockers. Fulbright does a good job of basically splitting both of them, gaining 6 yards.
6 yards, Keith, and let's keep this going. We want to go here because no team that runs the spread wants to feel the spread on the other side of the ball.
And second down, 2nd and 4. Then Sorg looks to throw. Will throw the ball. It's going to be intercepted over there.
Keith, we've been talking all night that Lloyd's drawing a quadruple team there, and Sorg threw right into that, and there wasn't much Lloyd could do.
Yeah, that on the interception, I believe that was Lay Honkala. I know I'm not saying that right.
We're going to do the best we can without a pronunciation guide. Well, that was a backbreaker there, Keith, because we were kind of having a little momentum ourselves, even though we were behind. But we sure got to stop them here.
The 1st and 10 at the Southside 37-yard line. 6:55 to go here in the third quarter. Hunter Houston, your quarterback. He has Dylan Tucker in the backfield. Tucker takes the handoff, has a big hole. Will get across the 30 down to the 25-yard line where Caden Kirkendall makes the play for the Southside defense.
Yeah, too much arm tackling, Keith. We've got to hit, we've got to wrap, we've got to go down with the player. Instead, we're just trying to reach out, and that's not going to work with these big, strong backs.
1st and 10. Here's a snap. As Houston wants to throw the ball, he rolls. He's going to tuck and run, and going to wisely run out of bounds at about the 23-yard line.
Yeah, about a gain of 3 there. That was a good job to keep him contained because Houston does have the wherewithal to run right up on you.
Bring up 2nd down, 2nd and 8 for the Bulldogs.
6:32 left to go in this third quarter.
Yeah, and amazingly, this is their 3rd possession of the second half. Here's a handoff again to Tucker, and he's going to be met. And
much better job, Keith. Everybody was square there. Nobody was reaching from the side.
Looked like Cage Cashling getting in there along with Lewis Tapia making the play for the Southside defense.
Hey, we're going to get there. We're still young on these defense, but I tell you what, the secondary has really played well tonight.
Big 3rd down here for the Mav defense. 3rd down, 3rd, and let's call it 6 at the Southside 19-yard line. Hunter Houston looks, still has time to throw. Still has time. Will throw the ball down the field. Has a wide open Luke Brewer in the end zone. Touchdown.
Yeah, there was something going on over there with our defender and another defender, and looked like a screen to me, actually, or a pick had taken place. But, you know, hey, that's the breaks of the ball game, right? As you said earlier, we can't give him 5-6 seconds to make 5 or 6 reads.
Well, he was able to look down the field. He rolled around and was trying to think if he wanted to run the football, and then he decided to go ahead and tuck the ball and throw it down the field. And the man was wide open, and you know they take advantage of the turnover with the pass from Hunter Houston to Luke Brewer. They wait on the extra point by Ben Moy. Ball's down, kick is up. Kick is good. 5:51 to go here in the third quarter. Southside now trails 41-20. Be back with the Greenwood Bulldog kickoff after this. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
Comfortable isn't the first word most people think of when they think about a dentist visit, but Aesthetic Dental Institute is different. Dr. Hinshaw has been serving the community for over 25 years with expert dentistry. For cleanings and preventative care, IV and oral conscious sedation, cosmetic dentistry, bleaching, Invisalign, restorations, and even Botox, Aesthetic Dental Institute offers modern dentistry in a relaxed and calm environment. Schedule your complimentary consultation at salisawdentist.com.
Philip, I'm not sure what the pep talk was by Coach Chris Young at halftime, but it really has worked for Greenwood as they've come out here. We've barely played.
I was watching him come across the field as his kickoff team was getting ready, and he acted like they were down by 48. So there's a lot of intensity on this side of the field.
And, you know, I like that type of a coaching style in the fact that it ain't over till it's over. You keep working, you keep building, you try to make your team better, and that's why Chris Young is, 15-0 in his coaching career.
Hasn't lost his head coach.
Here's a kickoff by Moy. He's going to be fielded by Luke White at the 5. He's at the 10, 15-20, cuts it back towards the towards the outside. We'll get up across the 25-yard line.
Yeah, White will break one of those before the year is over. He's just got so much explosive speed when he hits those holes. But Greenwood did a good job of covering that up, and that may have been what Coach Young was telling him. You can't give it up to White or he'll take it. 21 points down, Keith. We certainly need a score here, and I love to watch Delassus kick, but we need 6 points.
Got to take care of that football. That's been what has hurt Southside so far this year has been the turnover margin. It's 4-0 right now. We're not getting any from the defense, and we're turning the ball over offensively. We really have played a fairly clean game tonight until the previous series. Here's a handoff. That is Tucker. Tucker finds a hole. We'll get across the 30 up to about the 33-yard line.
Well, Keith, we know that middle there is a little exposed for Greenwood, and especially behind Soto, the center with experience. I think that's the place where they need to focus.
Here's a handoff to Tucker. He's going to get outside this time, and he tries to cut it back inside. Gets a first down for Southside at the 41-yard line. One thing I will say about this Greenwood team on defense, they're not real big, but they go to the ball. You see 2 or 3 guys making a play every time.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, what was the defensive coordinator we had? It was all about counting hats. That's the way he graded film. How many hats were around the ball?
Here's a screen pass set up for Tucker. It's set up nicely as he crosses midfield. He fumbles the football. It's picked up and taken by Greenwood. And
yeah, Keith, you just can't have mistakes like that, especially in a game like this.
That was Landon Nelms. The play was set up great, but Southside just turned the ball over.
Beautiful play.
And we're kind of seeing this game kind of get out of hand right now with the Southside turnovers.
Yeah, and it kind of reminds you of last week. I mean, pretty good half from the defense, pretty good half from the offense against Northside, but, you know, it's tough whenever you're young and you don't have maybe the depth. I mean, you look at the field or the team that Greenwood brings to the field, they probably got 20 more kids than we've got.
And they've got, I think if I read it right, probably 18 more seniors than what Southside has too.
Makes a difference.
And it does make a difference, but if you're Southside, you just can't have the turnovers, and that's been kind of a key here. Here's a handoff to Glover. He tries to go outside and cuts it back inside. We'll get across the 45 to the 46-yard line where Gavin Grant makes the play for the Southside defense.
I think that's going to be I think we've got a leg injury there, but I think Southside actually lined up offsides because they let the play go.
Well, normally if it's an offsides play, it's a dead ball. It's going to be a false start on Greenwood.
They normally stop play then. That shouldn't be it should have been allowed to go on a false start. Actually, offsides becomes a free play.
No, offsides in high school football is a dead ball now.
Okay, well, neither one of those was dead.
No, it wasn't. But
I'm
no,
not sure what your
I think
point
that is actually the rule. They actually blow the ball dead because you can't jump back in.
Well, they didn't drill it dead there.
But Southside wasn't offsides. Were they?
No, they called it false start.
You want to look at Jake Glover, the running back. That young man's got to be one tough kid, 5'5", 145. And now we've got an injured Maverick on the play.
Maybe cramps.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a timeout with that. You're watching Southside Football on Maverick TV.
A to Z Furniture in Alma is ready to meet your furniture needs. These trying times, with all the shortages going on, they're working hard to keep stock flowing and the warehouse filled. A to Z Furniture understands that you need your furniture in a timely manner, and they are striving to make that happen. Open 7 days a week for your convenience and offering financing and delivery. A to Z Furniture would love for you to stop in and shop today. A to Z Furniture on Highway 71 in Alma. Worth the drive to save more.
My experience with concurrent enrollment was amazing. I wouldn't change anything about it.
In high school, it can be difficult to transition to college.
What I've enjoyed most about concurrent enrollment is the scheduling.
My experience with concurrent enrollment was awesome.
I could better prepare myself for what was ahead. My instructors at Carlisle were very flexible, available, and they helped me achieve success.
The injured Maverick on the play was Isaac Gregory. Looks like he may be okay. Hopefully it's just a cramp, and he'll go to the sidelines, get worked on over there, and hopefully get back in the ball game. It'll be 1st and 15 for Greenwood, as they'll have the ball on their own 34-yard line. Not been a good second half here for the Mavs. 2 turnovers on their last 2 possessions, as Hunter Houston wants to throw the ball. He's going to tuck it and run. He's going to be hit and dropped at the should be about the 39-yard line. He falls forward to the 41-yard line, but they're going to move him back just a bit. Making the play for the Southside defense is Hayden Hurst.
Yeah, just too much grabbing, Keith. We've had some good tackling here tonight, but you can't just arm tackle these Greenwood players.
Here's another keeper by Hunter Houston, and that's been the big play. They've seen something on film. He's going to be hit and dropped at midfield. We'll have a first down.
That one even had a pulling guard feature on it. I don't know if you saw that when it actually occurred, but guard actually pulled to lead him through that hole.
The 1st and 10 as the ball be just on the south side of the field. And should be a penalty. Something didn't look right on that. Going to be a procedure penalty on Greenwood.
See, they blew that one dead. That's why it was tricking me. What are they doing on the other one? It should be blown dead. If it's a false start, it's not a legal play.
Look kind of like the old fumble Ruski right there.
Yeah.
Everybody's moving except the center.
Well, bless their heart, on the field, they can hear whistles we can't up here, and I'm sure somebody heard the whistle, and that's why some of them were just standing.
Cameron Crone in the backfield for Greenwood. Here's a handoff to Crone. He's going to go off the left side, has a hole. He's going to get back into Southside territory. He's going to gain back the 5 yards that they lost on the penalty.
Well, they lost a down on it, so let's make a stand here. And we've already shown, Keith, we can score on this Greenwood defense. We've just got to be smart about it.
Houston rolls to his right, looks to throw the football. Will throw the ball going to be complete to Brewer. Let's see if he came down in bounds. Yep, he made the catch inside the 45-yard line to the 43-yard line. Good catch by Luke Brewer. That young man,
he's been
a
their
weapon.
star tonight. And Keith, in the NFL, that wouldn't have been a catch. The high school, you just got to get 1 foot in, and he clearly did that.
Be 3rd down, 3rd and 4. Here's a handoff to Tucker. Has a big hole up the middle. Is going to be inside the Southside 35 down to about the 31-yard line, where Devin Huggins makes the play for the Southside defense along with Blake Mitchell. What you're seeing now, too, is Greenwood's offensive line's really kind of starting to take over the ball game. You're seeing a push down the field. The initial contact on the running back is 1 or 2 yards down the field. As Hunter Houston wants to throw the ball, throws the ball to the end zone, has a wide open receiver for the touchdown. That is Peyton Presson on the touchdown.
Yeah, and Keith, they just overload you. I mean, you can only have so many guys back. But we do have a flag down. That may be a roughing the passer, but I think they're waving them back. A flag way back up here, Keith, about the 36-yard line.
Going to be a hold.
Wow. I did not see that. Of course, like everybody's attention, my attention went to the pass down the field. But they can sure overload you, and whether you're man-to-man or zone, and they get more people out there than you're going to know. Speaking of offensive line, Tank is actually their offensive line coach.
Yeah, Tank Morton, who played for the Mavs, and yeah,
he's not too happy right now. In fact, whoever the infraction was upon, he actually brought him off the field.
Tank Morton, I'll tell you a little story about him as we get on in the ball game, and That young man is a excellent offensive line coach, learned under the best in Tad Stewart. It'll be first down, first and 25 for Greenwood. Hunter Houston takes a snap, has time to throw the ball, rolls to his right. Now here comes the heat. He gets away from it, and he's going to get inside the 38-yard line. A really nice tackle over there for the Mavs. I believe that was Evan Shelby on the tackle. I'll try to get the number.
I think he's trying to cramp up.
Yeah, Evan Shelby made the play, but that was a nice tackle, one-on-one. Southside doing a good job of breaking their hips down, making the play.
Yeah, we're going to have an injury timeout, looks like, Keith.
Okay, and with that, we'll take a timeout, too. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Welcome back. Hey, don't forget, catch tonight's game replay every Tuesday at 7 o'clock on Cox YourView Channel 22.
And remember, 3 ways to watch the Southside School app, Cox Cable 22, or the best place here on Maverick TV YouTube channel. Just search Fort Smith Southside Maverick TV, then subscribe for free and get an alert every time we go on live.
I know you're a carpet addict, Keith, so let's kind of have a little intervention here. What's your favorite thing at walk-ons?
Well, you know what that is. It's got to be those cheese fries.
Yeah.
Good stuff. You guys get me on that. And
judgment-free zone here. We'll leave that alone. I just wanted to hear it from your mouth.
Good stuff. I'll get it every time, and I'll get those next time, and I will not let you have one.
I don't want it.
Hunter Houston takes a snap. He wants to throw the ball. Southside getting a little bit of heat here, and they did a good job and going to run him out of bounds.
I tell you what, he for a big fella, he has some footwork, doesn't he?
That was Matthew Interiano making the play.
Brings up third and 15.
2:15 to go, Keith, in the third quarter.
This third quarter seemed like it has drug on for quite a while.
Yeah, yeah. I think we got to change at quarterback here. Number 14.
Yeah, they've got a young man. That Slade Dean had a good ball game last week. He takes a snap, wants to throw the football. Has all day to throw it, has an open receiver. That's Luke Brewer, which seems to be the theme of the second half. He'll get the ball inside to the 5-yard line.
Same play, finding the seam between the backers and the safeties. And, you know, at some point, we've got to catch on to what they're doing.
Well, what it comes down to is when you don't get pressure on the quarterback, and we're not, we'll discuss it after this play. Here's a handoff to Tucker off the left side. It's going to get down towards the goal line. Let's see.
Tucker on the carry for the Bulldogs down to the 1-yard line.
It's down to the 1-yard line, but when you don't get pressure on the quarterback, it becomes a simple 7-on-7 game, and that's really what's happened here in the second half.
Yeah, you'd still think, though, by now we would have figured out what they're doing when we see that coming.
Here's a handoff to Tucker, going to get in the end zone for the touchdown.
Tucker on the carry for the Bulldogs for a Bulldog touchdown.
27 points is the difference now in the ball game. Minute 39 left to go.
Ben Moy will be in to attempt the extra point. And, you know, that's the thing is, if you're the Greenwood kicker, they've got 47 on the board tonight, 63 last week. You'll get a lot of work if you're a kicker for Greenwood.
Sure.
Ball is down, kick is up. Kick is good. We've got 1:39 to go here in the third quarter. Greenwood now leads 48-20. Be back with the Bulldog kickoff after this. You're watching Southside Football on Maverick TV.
Crabtree RV Center, leading the River Valley in sales and service for over 70 years. Founded in 1950, Crabtree RV Center has grown into one of the largest family-owned and operated RV dealerships in Northwest Arkansas. Located on 17 acres, including a 26,000 square foot indoor showroom. Crabtree RV Center has everything you need, all in one convenient location. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, Arkansas, making your family's dreams come true.
Welcome back. It's been the Luke Brewer Show here in the second half as Greenwood really has got it going offensively. That is the fourth touchdown here in the the third quarter for Greenwood with 1:39 to go here. Of course, obviously they were aided by the Maury Tucker fumble and the David Sorg interception. And again, we talked about this, Philip. One of our keys to the game was you got to eliminate the penalties. Well, we've done a pretty good job of that. You got to eliminate the turnovers, not so well.
Yeah, there's always a tale of, there's always something we can find in everything to understand. Here's kind of what the turning point. But we got to say, Keith, turning point today has truly been turnovers.
Exactly. And you're dealing with the team, too. You never know the psyche when that happens, when you have the turnovers. You're playing a team, Greenwood, on a 15-game winning streak, so you know what you're getting. You know what they're going to do. And here's going to be a return by Luke Wyatt. He's at the 15. Will be tackled at about the 21-yard line.
Yeah, and what Greenwood's doing is they're kicking to that corner and really trying to limit the real estate that he has to maneuver. And they've done a good job of containing Wyatt.
And this also give credit to Colin Daggett tonight. Really has done a good job on Luke. We haven't really called Wyatt's name much tonight.
Yeah. Wyatt has done his job, though, as far as keeping Daggett occupied and kind of giving a little space there for others like Carlisle and Lopez Fulbright.
If you're Southside down 48-20, 1:33 to go here, Philip, we'll talk about after this play as Sorg takes a snap. Here's a handoff to Amir Dingle. Dingle tries to get outside, going to be hit and dropped maybe for about a yard loss. What you want to accomplish here now, you want to keep within your game plan. You want to try to get some points, make a stop or two on defense, and go out of here feeling good about yourself because Southside had a really good first half.
Yeah, they've had a good first half. And I don't know if you saw it or not, Keith, but Lloyd drove his man 10 yards off the ball and pancaked him before that play was over.
And second down, 2nd and 11. Sorg wants to throw the ball, throws the ball, going to be complete to Fulbright. Fulbright's going to get across the 35-yard line. And again, Fulbright has had another good ball game tonight. Desmond Lopez.
Let's go back to the walk-on replay. Watch this, because if he can keep his feet, his knees never touch, and he actually lands on the Greenwood players. Oh, I'm sorry, we're not going to the replay. Maybe we can catch it next time.
The 1st and 10 for Southside at their own 36-yard line. 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Here's a handoff to Dingle. Looks for some room, not much there. And Greenwood just kind of pinning their ears back, and they got the momentum on their side, and Southside really struggling to make anything happen on first down.
Well, you hate to say it, but Greenwood's always been a moody team, and if they get that mood of they smell blood, they are hard to deal with. But what I was going to say about Fulbright, if we could have got the replay in there, it was a clear roll. His knees never touched. If he'd been able to pop up off the stomach of that player, he could have kept trucking. That would have been something to see.
Again, second down, 2nd and 11, and there's 2 seconds to go here before the end of the clock. They're going to get the play off before the end of the quarter. Here's a pass going to be dropped by Kent Carlisle, and he's thrown down. That could be, should be a penalty.
Yeah.
The ball was clearly on the ground. Of course, I think he's trying to make up for that time he got burned earlier in the game. So.
Yeah, and Carlisle there, he had a catch, but Keith, you have to look it all the way into your hands, and he was concerned about where the defensive back was, making a move, didn't catch the ball first. But the outcome, I believe, will be good for Southside.
And that's going to be the end of the third quarter. We'll be back with the start of the fourth quarter after this. You're watching Southside Football on Maverick TV.
At the end of the third quarter with the score, Bulldogs.
Give your grooming game a TKO at Knockouts Haircuts for Men. Get pampered like the champ you are in this ultra-relaxed environment. We have the 5-star treatment for the everyman budget. No matter if you're a lightweight or a heavyweight, you won't get this undefeated care at any budget walk-in salon or barbershop. This one-of-a-kind care is in a class by itself. What are you waiting for? Look like the greatest at Knockouts Haircuts for Men in Fort Smith.
Welcome back. That's going to be a penalty on Greenwood. And I want to say this about that penalty, Philip. It is a play where it was a reaction by the defender, but I think what got the penalty was the fact not that he got the initial hit on Carlisle was the fact that he went ahead and hit him and then drove him to the ground.
Felt some need to finish some sort of mystery play there. So, but here's the thing, Keith. That is kind of, you know, state champions don't have those silly penalties that could really haunt you in the big game.
That's not what you want to see in the film room.
No.
Sorg takes a snap, wants to throw the ball, throws the ball, going to be complete. This time to Carlisle, and he does a good job of bringing the ball back in. He catches it out front, brings it back into his body.
Same play, and I'll tell you what, the coaches are doing a good job tonight for Southside of finding those guys that need confidence. I bet Carlisle was lower than anybody after last week's loss, and now he has found his spot, and they are going to him.
Fulbright and Carlisle, again, having good ball games tonight. There's a pass out, going to be complete. That is to Wyatt. And there's Daggett making the play. Really, Wyatt catches the ball but couldn't turn around to make any play. But a really good job by Colin Daggett to come up, close in space, and make the play before Wyatt can get turned around.
And the way Daggett's playing him, and he's playing him very well, but I'd love to see a double move with a fly route at the end of that. I think Wyatt could take him.
Second down, 2nd and 6. As Sorg wants to throw the ball, going to throw the ball out complete to Tucker, who makes a great move on a turn inside. Looked like they had him zeroed in trying to go outside. He was able to feel the defender, turn back inside, make a nice gain.
We're going to the walk-on replay, Keith, and we could see here, well, I guess we're back to live action.
Brings up 3rd and 2 for the Mavericks.
A 3rd down, 3rd and 2, obviously in 4-down territory. 10:47 to go here in the ball game. Sorg wants to throw, throws the ball in the middle, complete to Fulbright inside the 10-yard line down to the 6-yard line.
Hey, very beautiful play right over the middle. I'll tell you what, Lopez has been open quite a bit tonight out of that slot position, and really the weakness of Greenwood's defense is the middle of their field.
And from year 1 to 2 on Fulbright, he has gotten so much better.
Oh, my goodness. He is a dependable receiver.
Here's a handoff to Dingle up the middle. Will cut it out to the outside. Goes back inside. Makes a nice run. Going to gain about 3 on the play. Started left. Nothing there. Cuts it back right. Finds a hole. Gains 3 yards.
Here's what I really like our backs. They are not afraid of the middle of the field. And, you know, a lot of times, especially young backs, you'll see them trying to bounce out to the sidelines a lot when they don't need to. He is not afraid to stick his head in there, and I really love the way they're running.
The second goal from the 3-yard line for the Mavs. Again, Dingle in the backfield with Sorg. Here's a snap. Sorg wants to throw the ball, looks down the field, has an open receiver. Going to be touchdown Southside. Luke Wyatt.
He won the battle on that, number 5 versus number 7.
Number 5 wild for a Maverick touchdown. There is a flag on the play.
Don't know what that call will be.
Referees will discuss that play if it's going to be unsportsmanlike on somebody, not sure who, but it was after the touchdown.
Counts. Have a dead ball on sportsmanlike conduct foul on the offense. It will be enforced on the kickoff.
Okay, so that means we need a big kick from De La Souza when it is time to kick it off, because that'll be 15 yards added.
You don't need the penalty, but sometimes I think what happened on that play, maybe a little bit of frustration from the ball game. And
well, he won that battle. He set up, got position, and grabbed that ball out of the air.
De La Souza will attempt the extra point. Ball is down. Your kick is up. Kick is good. We got 9:52 to go here. Southside cuts the lead to 48-27. Be back with the Maverick kickoff after this. You're watching Southside Maverick football on Maverick TV.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
It's nice advertising in the program.
Welcome back. That was a nice drive by the Mavs, getting down there, getting some points. A big play of the drive was a pass from David Sorg to Desmond Lopez Fulbright, ending the drive with a 3-yard touchdown pass to Luke Wyatt. I like the answer. You're down.
I don't care what the score is, Keith. The score here is not important and fundamental. This is about building this team. And as I said earlier, this is a season, not a one-game season. Greenwood's not even a conference game. Now, we want to win. I don't know who ever plays a football game and doesn't want to win. But I tell you what, for this young team, it's about building blocks, and I'm seeing a lot of good foundation being laid.
The Southside will kick off after the penalty from their own 25-yard line. We'll get to see what kind of leg Jackson De La Souza has.
You know what? I don't think it'll go in the end zone, but I bet it'll be further than Evergreen. Because he's really been stroking it well tonight. If he was a golfer, I'd want him in my scramble foursome.
I'm trying to get with all the golfing things tonight.
I don't know. It's a theme every week, you know. Some weeks it's, you know, we've even done Yogi Berra quotes here, so you just never know which way I'm going. But kicking in golf is very much a similar activity.
Yes, it is. As De La Souza approaches the football, it's a pooch kick that takes a Southside bounce and still on the ground. Southside has a chance at it. Let's see.
We got it. I think we got it, Keith. Wow. We were all worried about that 15 yards, and what a beautiful lay down.
Yeah, I believe that was Devin Huggins making recovery for Southside. What had happened was they weren't expecting that. Aiden Kennan went back. He tried to jump on the football, was not able to get it. It takes another roll. Huggins jumps on it, and hey, you never know.
We'll take it. Now, you know, we've still got that big point deficit that's there, but hey, these are things that are going to pay off.
It brings me back to, we played in the playoffs a few years ago against North Little Rock, and we onside kicked 5 times. Got it 5 times.
Yeah, and scored what, 4 times?
That was the wildest game I've ever been in. I think we left
short,
that. Yeah, I think we left that place at about midnight.
Yeah.
And now we've got a whistle. Looks like Greenwood's going to take a timeout. With that timeout, we'll take one too. You're watching Southside Football on Maverick TV.
The Rustic Cabin in Central Mall is your ultimate farmhouse chic furniture store. They carry the area's largest and most diverse collection of solid wood furniture and decor for your home, office, ranch, or cabin. Shop beds and bedroom sets and dining room tables, chairs, and benches for small and large gatherings. Explore their selection of solid wood desks and chairs, sure to perfectly accent any office. Before you shop anywhere else for furniture and home decor, shop the Rustic Cabin.
Welcome back. We've got 9:49 to go here in the ball game. Southside just recovers what is a pooch kick. Got down the field, and a good job by Devin Huggins getting down there and making the play for the Mavs. Southside will have 1st and 10 at the Greenwood 30-yard line, down 48-27. And we were just talking during the break. We just love the grit that this Southside team has.
Oh, yeah. I don't care what the scoreboard is here tonight. We're playing for our future.
Again, Southside get a quick score here. You're going to put a little bit more pressure on Greenwood. Sorg wants to pass, looks down the field, will throw the ball. It's going to be complete, and that is Luke White. Makes the first man miss, the second man miss, third man, fourth. We'll get down to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, you know, Daggett plays him real hard, real fast, and he missed his tackle, and White shows you what he can do when there's a missed tackle.
Some good sportsmanship out there, too, as Parker Gill helps up Luke White off the field. Luke looked like he might have got just a bit dinged on that previous touchdown play.
Yeah, he little bit shaky.
Here's a handoff to Amari Tucker, cuts it back inside. We'll get inside the 15 down to about the 14-yard line. And what a great job by this offensive line.
Yeah.
Miguel Salas, Connor McCoy, Cade Nelly, Kobe Branham.
They haven't given up, Keith. But I tell you what, Sorg really took a lick on that pass he delivered to Wyatt.
Here's a handoff to Tucker. Makes a nice cut back inside. We'll get inside the 10-yard line down to about the 8-yard line.
Yeah, Greenwood really sells out on what they're trying to do and clogging holes and making trash in front of him, but he's doing pretty good about bouncing around.
Now we've got a whistle. Looks like we're going to have another timeout. With that timeout, we'll take one, too. You're watching Southside Football on Maverick TV.
Chad Sutton and Jared Copeland with Sagely and Edwards Realtors are your go-to agents in the Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley. When you're working with this team, you're working with the best. Whether it's for commercial property or you're a first-time home buyer, they're going to make sure your buying experience is an easy process. And if you're moving up, They want to make your experience better than your last. When you love what you do, it shows. Discover the Sagely and Edwards Realtors difference. Give Chad or Jared a call today or visit them online.
We got an injured Bulldog on the field. We believe that's Lehan Kula down. Looks like, hopefully it's just cramps. Yeah, he's getting up. Good to see the young man get up and walking on his own.
Yeah, no one wants to see any injuries lasting come out of any football game, but we know it happens from time to time, so it's always good to see when somebody pops up. But the way he's acting, Keith, I think that's just going to be weather-related.
And we could tell that was going to happen some tonight just coming in the stadium. It just seemed like the air was a lot heavier tonight than what it has been.
Well, my son, who's a state trooper, he's found some heavy air. He is actually working in a parish that is south of New Orleans, right on the Gulf of Mexico in hurricane support. He told me last night there's times it's hard to breathe.
The first and goal for the Mavs at the Greenwood 8-yard line. Sorg wants to throw the ball, looks down the field, will throw the ball to the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Southside.
There's Lloyd.
Dimitri Lloyd on the touchdown.
Absolutely. Now he needs to be careful and not get a celebration penalty there.
Well, that was the plan, get the penalty, do the kick the way it was. It works out.
It works out. Gives you more room.
The more I see this Southside team,
they don't quit.
They don't. There's no quit in these guys at all. And you just, I mean, as a coach, I don't care what level it is. You give 100%. You walk off that field feeling good about yourself.
2 scores away, Keith, 15 points.
De La Souza will attempt the extra point. Ball is down, kick is up, and the kick is good.
Extra point is good, which makes the score.
We'll be back with the Maverick kickoff after this. You're watching Southside Football on Maverick TV.
Do good when you eat good. Level up your to-go order by donating to the Walk-Ons Game On Foundation, supporting youth athletics and their communities. Game on.
Welcome back. That was an 8-yard touchdown pass from David Sorg to Dimitri Lloyd. Southside back in the ball game, 48-34. I'm really starting to like this Southside offense, what I've seen tonight. Minus the turnovers, have played really well.
Yeah, and I mean, look up there, 14 points, Keith. Just a few minutes ago, I know you weren't ready to pack up the bus, but I mean, it's in the back of your mind, you know. Good thing we parked by where the exit is, so, you know, we can get out quick. But, you know, you're too quick with this team, man. They just don't give up. And I tell you what, De La Souza and his kicking, Keith, they have a flagpole right behind the goalpost here at Greenwood. He actually kicked it deeper than the flagpole and higher than the flagpole. He is feeling it here tonight.
Looks like Greenwood may be expecting an onside kick here as De La Souza will tee it up. Still 8:30 to go here. Have a little faith in your defense and see if you can get a hold here and get the ball back. And here's the kick. It's going to be a long kick and
drove him back.
Going to go in the end zone. And that's one of my favorite special teams plays right there, is kicking the ball in the end zone. Obviously, with Arkansas rules, you can't run it out. So you know what's going to happen when you do that, and that's a weapon.
Yeah, and, you know, special teams play, Keith, is giant chunks of real estate to get taken up real fast. And, as you know, it can be a changing in the game.
I suspect we'll see Hunter Houston check in back into the ball game for Greenwood.
Yeah, I don't know if Houston had to come out for a play or what had happened the last time.
Their backup quarterback is getting some playing time. He's going to be a star here for Greenwood. Here's a pass going to be complete at about the 27-yard line on the catch.
Referee ruled the play dead where it was, so the clock still should run, but I believe he's down, Keith. So we're going to have a stoppage at play.
Yeah, I believe that may be Luke Brewer down over there. Hopefully it's just a cramp. And with that injury, we'll go ahead and take a timeout, too. You're watching Southside Football on Maverick TV.
It was the night before breakfast when suddenly Austin craved eggs and bacon and the toasted breakfast burritos he'd eat when he awakened. And the party was turning up, but Darren decided to wind down because sleep is a one-way ticket to toasted breakfast burrito town. So when Alex received that late-night text, She thought about breakfast, and she ghosted her ex. Toasted breakfast burritos are here. Go to bed, sleep well. The sooner you sleep, the sooner you'll get one. Only at Taco Bell. Bung.
As we get back to action, here's a handoff to Tucker. He breaks a tackle and will get across the 30 up to about the 34-yard line. Dylan Tucker, 5'10", 225 in a game like this, and now we've got an injured Maverick on the play. We'll go ahead and keep it here for a bit. But
yeah, Keith, when you're feeling this heat and exhaustion, and we've been on the field now for over 2 hours, I guarantee you he may be 215 pounds, but he's feeling like he's 250, 260 every time he hits you now.
But I go back to Dylan Tucker at 225. Yeah, that's Parkinson that going to walk off. Good to see him walk off under his own power. But when a game gets late, you're tired on the field, and you've got to run it back at 5'10", 225. That's a load.
That's a load.
That's a pretty interesting combination if you bring in Jake Glover, Phillip. He's 5'5", 145.
They're sticking with the big back right now by the looks of things, Keith. And I bet they keep the ball on the ground.
That's what they're going to do is they hand the ball off to Tucker, going to get across the 40 up to about the 41-yard line. Going to be a gain of 6 on the play. Haven't seen Javon Williamson come back in the ball game.
No, I don't know what happened there. He could have gotten injured.
He had an injury last week and didn't play, so that could be, they may be just saving him. Here's a handoff to Tucker, going to get a first down. Zach Madlin leads the charge for the Southside defense along with Russell Key.
I promise you, though, Greenwood's not just going to run the ball and hope to run out the clock. Greenwood wants to score here because that's the name of their game. I remember one year in the state playoffs, they were scoring.
Here's a quick pass out complete across the 45 down to the Southside 43-yard line. Bryce Caldwell on the catch.
It was one of those high-scoring, basketball scores, 58, 56. They were actually, each team was letting each other score just so they get the ball back, if you remember.
I think Greenwood actually ended up winning that game
did.
At the end, yes. That was like, I'm trying to think who that was. Here's a handoff to the running back, and that's Crone on the handoff. Will get inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. I'm trying to think.
Was it Pulaski Academy?
I think it might have been, I want to say Camden Fairview. And Camden Fairview had 2 or 3 D1 players that year, and they were unstoppable. But credit Coach Rick Jones did a great job of doing what you had to do to win the ball game. Here's another handoff. That is Glover on the handoff. Will get inside the 25 down to the 22-yard line, making the play for the Southside defense. As Cole Elwanger will bring up second down, second 2. Here's a handoff again to Glover. He tucks the ball in. Is going to get down the 5 into the end zone, touchdown.
Greenwood kept blocking. Greenwood kept going down the field, and you saw the fatigue right there on the Southside defenders.
54-34. This has been a fun game.
Fun game. I know it's not what we want to see, and if you're a real Southside Maverick fan, you're probably very upset now, but I think you can still be a fan and see a lot of bright spots.
I'm going to ask this question, too, as we go into next week. We'll come back from break. I want to talk maybe go up to next week. We'll talk a bit about Russellville. But I want to talk about Greenwood and Northside next week. You've got that really good running game that Northside brings. That seems to be one thing that they may have. They may be able to run the football against Greenwood. Moy will attempt the extra point. Ball is down. Now the ball is fumbled, and Moy's going to be hit, and the kicker's worst nightmare, he's going to go down on the play. That's Blake Mitchell making the play for the Southside defense. We'll be back with the Bulldog kickoff after this. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
At the University of Arkansas Fort Smith, we have recently gone through a tremendous transformation as an institution.
UAFS really instilled in me how to think critically in everything I do. You not only walk away with the skills, but the confidence to excel at whatever you're doing.
UAFS has completely changed and transformed my life for the better.
Amazing people have chosen this place so that we can make a meaningful difference in our community.
Got 6:25 to go here in the ball game. Again, Southside trails 54-34. What you're seeing, we saw a lot of this last week too, Phillip. Towards the end of the ball game, it being hot as it is, hopefully when it cools down some, it may help this defense. But they just seem like we don't have a lot of bodies on defense. The kids that are fighting out there are doing a very good job, but you just don't have a lot of backups to put in the ball game, and I think they're just wearing down.
Yeah, you'd love to have ones and twos and feel comfortable with the twos out there. And it's so young, though, and your youth is your ones. It really makes it difficult.
As Ben Moy will kick off for Greenwood back deep. For Southside will be Amari Tucker along with Amir Dingle. Here's a kick. It's going to come to Dingle at the 5-yard line. Crosses the 20. Will be run out of bounds at about the 25-yard line.
Didn't even see White on the field on that play, did you, Keith?
No, I think he got dinged up on his touchdown catch, and as a precaution, they may, there's not really any point to having him out there. And plus, you brought another able-bodied person out there in Amari Tucker, so.
Yeah. You know, in Sebastian County, Keith, there are actually 2 county seats, upper and lower. The upper seat is Fort Smith, the lower is Greenwood. They've been fighting each other for years and years. In fact, the legislature had to get involved because they kept taking the county seat back and forth and declared there would be 2 for the smallest land-wise county in the state of Arkansas.
And that's our history lesson for tonight.
There's plenty more where that comes from. We don't have time.
Luke White does check back in the ballgame. Had a bit of a limp. Here's a handoff to Tucker. He's going to fight forward across the 31-yard line. And Philip, this was a question that would really be, I guess, for Dalton. But you watch Amari Tucker, Amir Dingle run the football. They've got to be a lineman's best friend with the way they move to make a guy miss. If you can hold your block at all, you've got a chance to have a big play.
And all linemen love what, Keith? They love the middle of the field, and they're staying in the middle of the field.
He's second down, 2nd and 6 for the Mavs. Here's a quick inside screen, going to be dropped by Kent Carlisle, going to go incomplete, brings up 3rd down, 3rd and 6.
Actually had another read he could have made. We had stuff going over here on this side with Wyatt leading that, so he had a couple of places he could go, but he committed over there to Carlisle.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering with Wyatt, though. It looks like he's a bit dinged up, so I'm not sure you may get that separation that you normally would get.
Now we'll see what happens over the next several plays, I guess.
3rd down, 3rd and 6 for the Mavs. David Sawyer gets a snap. Throws the ball. It's going to be complete on a nice catch and run, and that is White on the catch. Going to be run out of bounds over there, and White kind of getting a little more into it. That is Collie Owenby making the play. Really hadn't called his name much tonight.
No, and he had to take up for Daggett because Daggett once again overplayed Wyatt, and Wyatt's kind of got his number now.
Your playmakers have kind of stepped up here in the second half with Lloyd and Wyatt. Sorg wants to throw the ball, throws the ball across the field, and what a great catch. What a great catch by Dimitri Lloyd. The ball was in the air. He is falling away from the ball, still makes the play.
Normal tight end. That's a drop ball, but he hang on to it. Concentration, and you know what? He's such a big guy, you're not going to knock him around too much.
Be 1st and 10 at the Greenwood 38-yard line. Here's a pass going to be thrown complete to Fulbright. He is going to work his way inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line, and
I think he got a little push into the turf there at the end of the play, Keith, so he's a little slow getting up.
What I like about this offense tonight and really last week, they're doing a good job of mixing it up. We're not dependent on 1 or 2 guys. We're talking all 5 of our skill players getting involved in the passing game. Here's a handoff to Tucker. Will get inside the 20 and works his way forward to about the 18.
Yeah, Keith, I'm still trying to figure out these safeties and exactly what the scheme is that Greenwood is running, but they're just sold out to the run. I think we've got a lineman. That could be a knee injury. Is that?
Well, no, I think it may be a cramp. Yeah, it may be a cramp and got an injury on the play. Let's go ahead and take a timeout. You're watching Southside Football on Maverick TV.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Looking back, that's Miguel Solis, who is down. Looks like the way they're working on him, hopefully it's just a cramp. I want to talk about Solis just a bit. A lot of times you're working from the pistol formation. The snap is very important. A lot of people don't know that, but if you don't get the snap right there, the timing of the play can really be disrupted. And so far tonight, knock on wood, I'm not really seeing any of that.
That's a lot of work he's put in all summer, and I guarantee all off season with Sword to get their timing down and to be each other's best friend. Because if you don't have that, you don't even have a decent start to a play. And we've actually looked pretty good here on this drive, Keith.
Southside's looked good, really. Once they fell down, they really came back and really picked up in the ball game. They were down, 28 at one time, and have come back and only down 20 with a chance to score here. But I just love the effort.
Yeah, he's getting up. So we're glad for Solis. And Keith, you pointed out earlier, and I apologize deeply, but I was calling him Soto, and I apologize for that, and that won't happen again.
Trying to get the number who's checking in for Southside at center.
Is it 58?
That'll be Sam York, another sophomore offensive lineman. Again, second down, 2nd and 4 for the Mavs. And a tough snap there. It's going to go back across the 30 up to the 32-yard line.
What did we just talk about? And that's no reflection on the sophomore, but he just got in the game, lots of nerves, and that's what you saw there.
Bring up 3rd down. Again, 4:22 to go here. Clock is running. But again, I go back to the effort. I really like the effort, what we've seen from Southside tonight. You put 34 points in. You can say this Greenwood defense is tough. It's a good defense. They're going to really
good defense, but they've got some exposure there that some teams with a lot of personnel are really going to exploit.
And the thing I think hurts us too, as we talked about, was the fact that you wear down. You don't have the depth. Here's a long pass going towards the end zone. 4 wide. Touchdown Southside. Actually, that's Carlisle on the catch.
Wow. How many times has he beat his guy here tonight, Keith? And I know twice for scores, correct?
Yes.
And some other very important plays. I'll tell you what, Keith, this team don't quit. Just down 2 scores, 3:46 to play.
2 weeks. We've found 2 playmakers in 2 weeks. Desmond Lopez Fulbright, and now Kent Carlisle has stepped it up here. And you add in to the mix Dimitri Lloyd, Luke Wyatt. That's a good set of receivers.
Absolutely. We're in good shape.
Going to attempt the extra point here. Ball is down. Kick is up. Kick is good. 3:46 to go here. The ball game. Southside now trails 54-41. Be back with the Maverick kickoff after this. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
Comfortable isn't the first word most people think of when they think about a dentist visit, but Aesthetic Dental Institute is different. Dr. Hinshaw has been serving the community for over 25 years with expert dentistry. For cleanings and preventative care, IV and oral conscious sedation, cosmetic dentistry, bleaching, Invisalign, restorations, and even Botox, Aesthetic Dental Institute offers modern dentistry in a relaxed and calm environment. Schedule your complimentary consultation at salisaudentist.com.
Welcome back to action. Again, the man of the hour tonight, Kent Carlisle, his 2nd touchdown catch for the Mavs. Southside now trails 54-41 as they will kick off here. And I suspect, and I think Greenwood's expecting it too, go ahead and maybe try an onside kick here. Got nothing to lose.
Got nothing to lose, and why not? You know what? And we were just talking about it during the break. Keith, we may be behind, but there are so many bright spots, and just think of all the experience that Sorg is getting in that starting quarterback role. And he can go against a 6A number 1 team, state champion, and he can dissect them.
Again, De La Souce will kick off. It's been a fun game, guys. I'll tell you what, 54-41, a lot of scoring tonight, a lot of big plays on both sides of the field. Here's the kick. It's going to be an onside kick, and it's got a chance for Southside.
Yeah.
Southside may have it. They do.
Dimitri Lloyd got the ball. What a play.
How big have special teams been tonight?
Well, we said that that was one of the things we didn't know in the very first game, and I tell you what, they've come to play, Keith, and very timely special plays, too, putting it together when you need it. We've got a penalty, I guess, perhaps. No. There was some discussion there with the referees, and I was just concerned.
Southside get a score here, you got a chance.
Special teams have not helped Greenwood out much.
Here's a high snap. Good play by Sorg. Now he drops the football. Now he's just going to jump on it back at the 49-yard line.
I think it was actually tipped, Keith. And I think he got in a little rush after that bad snap. And we talked about that timing earlier. But Solis has not come back in the game. Yes, he has. He's back in the game now.
Second down, 2nd and 20. Here's a quick pass going to be complete. That's Amari Tucker. Makes the first guy miss. Is inside the 35-yard line down to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, a couple of series ago, Keith, it looked like Greenwood was content to get in a prevent defense, but they're only rushing 3. I mean, they're trying to stop this, but they're not really having much success.
Third down, 3rd and 2, and now we're going to have a timeout. Greenwood are going to take a timeout. With that timeout, we'll take 1-2. You're watching Southside Football on Maverick TV.
A to Z Furniture in Alma is ready to meet your furniture needs. These trying times, with all the shortages going on, they're working hard to keep stock flowing and the warehouse filled. A to Z Furniture understands that you need your furniture in a timely manner, and they are striving to make that happen. Open 7 days a week for your convenience and offering financing and delivery. A to Z Furniture would love for you to stop in and shop today. A to Z Furniture on Highway 71 in Alma. Worth the drive to save more.
Welcome back to Smith Robinson Stadium. Hey, guys, I'll tell you what, it's been a game where Southside making a comeback here down 54-41. That was a big play right there. Second down, 2nd and 20. You get the 18-yard pass completion from David Sorg to Amari Tucker. Amari Tucker really did a lot of that on his own, making 2 guys miss to get almost a first down.
2:51 to play, 54-41, and Greenwood calls a timeout. And you might say, why in the world is Greenwood calling a timeout? They're ahead. They're probably going to win this ball game. Well, I think they're coaching for their future right now, and they're not liking what they're seeing on their side of the ball.
Third down, 3rd and 2. Here's a snap. And here's a pass over the middle, going to be incomplete. The ball was thrown behind the intended receiver.
I think it was going to be Mr. Lloyd.
Yeah, it was intended for Lloyd over there. We'll bring up 4th down, and obviously it's a no-brainer here. Southside will go for it on 4th down.
I know this is probably the most defensive snaps that Greenwood has actually seen in a long time. So they know Southside came down here. They know they've had a ball game.
You've got to like it, too, if you look at Southside. You look at all the young sophomores that are really contributing here, too. Now we've got a flag on the play.
I think there's delay of game.
Yeah, it's going to be a delay of game on Southside. Penalty-wise for the Mavs, it's really been a fairly clean game.
Fairly clean. And pretty much been, I would think we have a plus favor, wouldn't you, Keith, on penalty yardage?
Yes, I think we do. And we've also got a couple of breaks on a couple of penalties that we talked about. They weren't just the 15-yard variety. They were like 45-yard variety. Here's a pass over the middle, going to be incomplete. Should be a flag.
There it is. Oh, what a great job by the officiating crew, and it happened right in front of him.
Easy call right there. He stuck his right hand in, turned Lopez around.
Hey, good for Lopez. He did not give up on the route.
Pass interference on the defense, 15 yards from the previous spot, results in a first down.
I think if we had completed that, Keith, we would have got a little bit more yardage, but we'll take it.
Should put the ball somewhere around the 20-yard line.
It'd be pretty close, wouldn't it?
Yeah, going to be the 22. Be 1st and 10. More importantly, it's another set of downs for the Mavs.
Another Southside Maverick, first down.
Sorg wants to throw. Throws the ball over the middle, has an open receiver. It's going to be incomplete, intended for Carlisle. Actually did a good job. Kent Carlisle did a very good job of using his size, taking that inside position. The ball just a bit too high.
And well defended by Greenwood. I think it was number 18 for Greenwood. Well defended. I think he's one of their safeties.
Yeah, it was Josh Allen making the play for Greenwood. Again, second down, 2nd and 10 for the Mavs. Here's a screen pass going to be set up, an inside screen to Luke Wyatt. That's a really nice defensive play. They set it up well, but coming behind the play to make the play is Coat Onby.
That tunnel screen is tough because everything is moving away from where the flow of the play is.
And Southside going to take a timeout. With that timeout, we'll take one too. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
My experience with concurrent enrollment was amazing. I wouldn't change anything about it.
In high school, it can be difficult to transition to college.
What I've enjoyed most about concurrent enrollment is the scheduling.
My experience with concurrent enrollment was awesome.
I could better prepare myself for what was ahead. My instructors at Carlisle were very flexible, available, and they helped me achieve success.
As we get back to action, it'll be 3rd down, 3rd and about 6 for the Mavs. The ball will be spotted at the Greenwood 18-yard line. 2:35 to go here. Southside only down 13 points. Get a touchdown here. We've had 2.
Yeah, we're just talking about all the possibilities. So far, we've done real well on our onside specialties, haven't we?
Yes, we have. And we talked about special teams. I go back to Jackson DeLaSousse, how many times he's kicked the ball in the end zone for touchbacks. The punting game's been there tonight. 2 turnovers on kicks. The 2 field goals made all the extra points. Sorg takes a snap. He wants to throw the ball. Throws the ball, going to be complete. 2 wide at the 10-yard line.
That was threading the needle there. That was a precise pinpoint throw. And, I mean, the only person who could have caught it was Wyatt. I thought I saw a helmet come off, but I don't know why.
It was the Greenwood player lost his helmet. He actually came out of the game. I think that was
yeah, I was going to say that's the rule.
The 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. Sorg wants to throw the ball. He throws the ball over the middle. Going to be incomplete. Good attempt over there for Southside. I believe that was Wyatt trying to make the play.
I still think Wyatt's got a hitch there or something because you know what? Last year he would have made that probably earlier in this game. But he has played his heart out tonight.
Greenwood got a little bit of heat on the play. Actually got to Sorg. And we haven't seen Sorg get his uniform dirty tonight.
No, he is. He's got the ball away when he needs to. He's kept it when he needs to. But now he has taken some hard hits, but he's still completed the plays.
And this offensive line has given him time to make plays.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to bring another 3-man rush. They may be bringing a backer with him, put a little more heat.
Sorg looks to throw the ball. Throws the ball. It's going to be complete. That is Tucker at the 5. Touchdown, Southside.
That was really a hit to his head there. You hate to see that happen, especially in that vulnerable position like that. But good job by Southside. And I tell you what they did there, Keith. The linebacker that was supposed to have the back out of the backfield is who they brought on the rush, and we made him pay for it.
Big extra point here for the Mavs. Again, as Jackson DeLaSousse checks in. Jackson Davis on the hold.
Dare I say, Keith, 7-point difference in the game. Dare I say it?
Let's shoot for 6 if we can get it.
2 minutes, 2 minutes and 4 seconds.
You know, Greenwood's got to be a bit nervous too about it, knowing that the onside kick is coming.
Absolutely.
Ball is down. Kick is up. Kick is good.
He's Mr. Automatic tonight.
Again, 2:04 to go here. Southside now trails 54-48. Be back with the Maverick kickoff after this. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Nobody's more nervous right now, Keith, than head coach Chris Young for Greenwood, because 2 onside have not went in his favor.
If I'm Southside used to run a play here as Greenwood's not going to drop anybody back. They would kick the ball short to about the 25-yard line and actually had a man, I believe it was Cy Klink when he played for Southside. He'd go run under the ball and catch it. And, you know, not sure they'd try that here, but obviously going to be an onside kick. And, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of sweaty palms on the Greenwood side right now. As De La Souce looks to the sideline, they're going to determine exactly where they want to go with this football.
Looks like it could go either way if it is onside with the alignments.
Here's the kick, and it takes a bounce, and it's going to be fielded by Greenwood. Had a pretty good bounce there for Greenwood. That is I.J. Robbins on the recovery.
Textbook catch there, Keith. Catch and go down. Don't even worry about trying to return it.
Number 11, L.J. Robbins.
2 minutes left. If Greenwood will probably keep the ball right there on the ground. Southside, I'm not sure, Keith, how many timeouts they have left. They have 2 left.
Got 2 timeouts.
So I don't know if that's enough to really get them to a 3rd down and have to kick.
If you can get a 3rd down here, you've got a chance to have the ball back. Here's a handoff to Glover. Glover gets outside, and he's going to break it inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line, where Russell Key along with A.J. Smith make the play for the Southside defense.
Number 11 slow getting up for Southside.
For the Mavericks, number 12, Russell Key. Timeout, Southside.
Southside going to take a timeout. With that timeout, we'll take 1-2. You're watching Southside football on Maverick TV.
Crabtree RV Center, leading the River Valley in sales and service for over 70 years. Founded in 1950, Crabtree RV Center has grown into one of the largest family-owned and operated RV dealerships in Northwest Arkansas, located on 17 acres, including a 26,000 square foot indoor showroom. Crabtree RV Center has everything you need, all in one convenient location. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, Arkansas, making your family's dreams come true.
Welcome back. What a game tonight, guys. We've got 1:58 to go here. Southside trails 54-48. Greenwood will have 1st and 10 at the Southside 38-yard line. Going to be close, just 1 timeout, so Southside needs to get a stop here. And, you know, actually a turnover would be nice right now, as I believe we got a new quarterback in the ball game. No, I'm sorry,
it did look like number 12.
Yeah, it did look like
backup.
Yeah. It may be out there being on the field as long as he has.
He's lost weight.
He's lost weight. That's Hunter Houston. Had a really good game tonight. Here's a handoff to the running back, and he's going to get down to about the 31-yard line again. That's Tucker on the carry.
I think we're going to have another timeout. Southside will burn their final.
Yeah, Southside going to take a timeout. Let's go ahead and keep it here right now, Philip. As you look, kind of do the math here. You don't have a lot of time. You got the 25-second clock, so you got 2nd down, 2nd and 3. Going to have to get a stop here. So I would say the best case scenario, you might have 50 seconds.
Now, this goes back to you let somebody, you know, if it's close enough, you let the other team score. But I've never believed in that theory. And here's the thing, for the victory for Southside tonight, just play till the final whistle. And you know, hold your head up. These guys have not been challenged for Greenwood in this manner probably over the last couple of years, Keith.
It's been a good game, and I like the fact, too. I'm trying to remember, weren't we down, 28 points at one time?
Yeah, you know, if we had a bus, we were going to go start it, but we don't have a bus, so we just stayed here. But
I saw you pull your key fob out and try to turn on your car to get it going over there. Again, 2nd down, 2nd and 3. Obviously, 1 first down. You'd think that Greenwood obviously would probably go in the victory formation. If they do get a 1st down, Southside going to bring the house, and here's a handoff, and he's going to have the 1st down. That's Glover on the carry. Going to have a 1st down, so
I think it's all academic now.
143.
They'll set the chains, and once those chains are set, they should reset the clock. Actually, referee asked for it to continue even with the chains not being set.
I believe it's probably pointless here for Greenwood. I think they'll probably just pound Glover or may actually go the victory formation.
Yeah. They've got 19 seconds left on the play clock, so I would guess they won't even snap it till there's about 1 second left.
I believe this is the longest Greenwood's actually been in the huddle.
It is. They don't know what to do in the huddle.
Hunter Houston calls out signals. We'll see what he does. Here's going to take a snap, and he's going to take a knee, and he does take a knee.
Yeah, it's all academic now, Keith. They'll have to run, it looks like, one more snap.
And I apologize. It's actually a 40-second clock, so I'm trying to get those extra 15 seconds on each play, but it's not going to happen. But got to be proud of the effort that the Mavericks have put in tonight. It's just been
6 points, Keith.
6 points.
6 points. And I know some people say a loss is a loss is a loss, but for these young men, as young as they are, Keith, I dare say they're going to have a pretty good ball tub here before too long.
Lining up in the victory formation for Greenwood. Houston takes a knee again, and what a game tonight. What a game tonight. Southside going to fall tonight, 54-48. One of those ball games where both teams played well. You can go back and look at certain things on both sides of the ball, but in the end, Southside falls just a bit short, but what a great effort. We'll be back with the Walk-Ons postgame show after this. You're listening to Southside Maverick Football on Maverick TV.
Give your grooming game a
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
The Rustic Cabin in Central Mall is your ultimate farmhouse chic furniture store. They carry the area's largest and most diverse collection of solid wood furniture and decor for your home, office, ranch, or cabin. Shop beds and bedroom sets and dining room tables, chairs, and benches for small and large gatherings. Explore their selection of solid wood desks and chairs, sure to perfectly accent any office. Before you shop anywhere else for furniture and home decor, shop the Rustic Cabin. The Rustic Cabin in
Chad Sutton and Jared Copeland with Sagely and Edwards Realtors are your go-to agents in the Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley. When you're working with this team, you're working with the best. Whether it's for commercial property or you're a first-time home buyer, they're going to make sure your buying experience is an easy process. And if you're moving up, they want to make your experience better than your last. When you love what you do, it shows. Discover the Sagely and Edwards Realtors difference. Give Chad or Jared a call today or visit them online.
Do good when you eat good. Level up your to-go order by donating to the Walk-Ons Game On Foundation, supporting youth athletics and their communities. Game on!
It was the night before breakfast when suddenly Austin craved eggs and bacon and the toasted breakfast burritos he'd eat when he awakened. And the party was turning up, but Darren decided to wind down because sleep is a one-way ticket to toasted breakfast burrito town. So when Alex received that late-night text, she thought about breakfast, and she ghosted her ex. Toasted breakfast burritos are here. Go to bed, sleep well. The sooner you sleep, the sooner you'll get one. Only at Taco Bell. Bong.
At the University of Arkansas Fort Smith, we have recently gone through a tremendous transformation as an institution.
UAFS really instilled in me how to think critically in everything I do. You not only walk away with the skills, but the confidence to excel at whatever you're doing.
UAFS has completely changed and transformed my life for the better.
Amazing people have chosen this place so that we can make a meaningful difference in our community.
Welcome to the Walk-Ons post-game show. Following the Southside falling to the Greenwood Bulldogs 54-48. And what a ball game tonight, Philip. Just a great effort on both sides, and really credit the Southside team. They fell down big, fought their way back, had a chance there at the end maybe to come out and pull this out.
Keith, I know this team is so young, but what talent we see there. Now, some of the talent's coming from certainly the senior leadership, the senior players that we find on the team. But you know what? They can carry those freshmen or sophomores, I should say. They can carry them along with them. And, you know, once you get a taste for winning, it's hard to get over that taste. Now, you might say, well, they didn't win tonight. Hey, we just played the #1 6A school in Arkansas, currently ranked, won the state championship last year. They would give a lot of 7A teams a run for the money. They're well coached, they're well schemed, and I promise you they had all they wanted here tonight from the men in white.
Southside just kept coming back, and it was a case where you see the courage that some of these young men showed by getting back in the ball game. But you talk about the skill position players. I thought the receivers, all 4 receivers, I include Dimitri Lord. I know they got him listed as a tight end, but to me he's more of a slot receiver. I thought all of them stepped up, made plays. David Sorg did a good job of distributing the ball out. And another young man I thought had a really good ball game tonight was Amari Tucker.
Absolutely. And, Keith, I love the fact that we actually have to struggle a little bit to figure out who is the walk-on star of the game, you know, because some teams it's easy. Oh, that's easy. It's Mr. Houston for Greenwood or what have you. But in our case here, we've got a lot of good candidates we can choose from.
As you mentioned that, we'll get to that just in a little bit, but it was a game. I look at the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, I think you're just playing an outman group right there. We really couldn't stop Greenwood in the second half, but I think it had more to do with the fact, obviously, the execution of the Bulldogs. They're very good and adept at getting the ball up and down the field. But I think it also had to do with the fact that our defense just wore down.
Well, and if you think about it, Keith, Greenwood probably only run 4 or 5 different plays here tonight. They did not go deep in their playbook. And they are just very good at executing those same play, and we were a step slower in recognizing what it is. Now, you get age on these sophomores, they're going to start recognizing that right off the bat from the keys and cues that they see in front of them, and they're going to step in front of those balls, and they're not going to be open in that seam area that they like to be open in.
I'm going to mention 4 players, I think, that we could pick for our walk-ons player of the game, and we'll go to one after we do this, but I want to start with Jackson Delasuse. I thought he had as good of a ball game as a kicker could have. He had a 25-yard field goal, a 42-yard field goal, was instrumental in Southside getting 2 onside kicks, made all of his extra points, several kicks into the end zone. What a great job by Delasuse.
You remember a few years ago, Keith, getting an extra point was an adventure for us, and now we don't have that part's took care of. And the kicking game is so fundamental to those close games. This was a close game. It's so fundamental. You know, Greenwood had trouble on their kicking game. I know that you might say, well, they had a lot of extra points. Well, they had 1 blocked, and then they had another where they had a fumble snap and actually wound up with the kicker being hit.
Another young man that had a good ball game tonight, I thought did a super job in coverage tonight, was A.J. Smith.
Oh, absolutely, and he played his heart out. In fact, there toward the end, there were several times it looked like he was slow getting up, and he could have just stayed down, but he waved off the referee who was trying to stop the game for him and said, no, I'm going to keep playing. So he had a lot of heart here tonight.
Another young man that had a solid ball game tonight, Amari Tucker.
Amari Tucker, I tell you what, those 2 backs we got, Dingle and Tucker, I think we're going to be singing songs about them before this is over.
Well, we're going to name our walk-ons player of the game tonight. We're going to go with Kent Carlisle. Kent had 2 touchdown catches, including a 63-yard touchdown catch, was instrumental in making big plays for Southside tonight. Really stepped up into his own tonight, you know, with his effort. I mean, you could go different ways on it, but I think he's our player of the game.
Absolutely, and we never argue about the player of the game. In fact, me and Keith are so consensus building that one night, in spite of Dalton Person, we actually picked the punter. But not tonight. I mean, a lot of offense. Keith, we scored 48 points on the number 1 6A school in Arkansas. That's something to write home about.
Well, the kicker he was in the conversation tonight, and deservedly so. So we look to next week. Southside again will close out their non-conference season. For the first 2 ball games, I think you've got to be pleased if you're Coach Kim Dameron with what you've seen from Southside, the grit, the effort. It's been there. There's things you got to work on. There's things I'm not sure that you can really do anything about. You're just going to have to deal with as the season goes on. Well, we've got the Russellville Cyclones next week. They come into Jim Rowland Stadium, going to be a good ball game for us. Hopefully a chance really to build off what we've done here the first 2 games.
Played them in Russellville last year, one of the few wins of the season that we actually had, and it was a very close and tight game. Didn't expect much out of Russellville going into the game, but they actually played fairly well. So I don't think they'll have any problem getting up and ready to play, especially when they see that Southside scored 48 points on Greenwood.
Folks, I want to thank all of our sponsors, especially walk-ons tonight, for taking care of us. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to get those cheese fries at some point.
You
guys,
do that.
You're going to be wanting those, I can tell you that right now.
I'm so jealous.
I want to thank our producers, Dylan and Tyler, for taking care of us in here, and all of our camera guys that do all the hard work down there on the field. And Philip, I want to thank you especially for the good job you did tonight calling the ball game, and appreciate you with everything you do. Again, Southside falls tonight by 6 points, 54-48, in what was a wild ball game. We want to thank everybody for tuning us in. Everybody have a great week, and go Mavs.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
My experience with concurrent enrollment was amazing. I wouldn't change anything about it.
In high school, it can be difficult to transition to college.
What I've enjoyed most about concurrent enrollment is the scheduling.
My experience with concurrent enrollment was awesome.
I could better prepare myself for what was ahead. My instructors at Carlisle were very flexible, available, and they helped me achieve success.
Crabtree RV Center, leading the River Valley in sales and service for over 70 years. Founded in 1950, Crabtree RV Center has grown into one of the largest family-owned and operated RV dealerships in Northwest Arkansas. Located on 17 acres, including a 26,000 square foot indoor showroom. Crabtree RV Center has everything you need, all in one convenient location. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, Arkansas, making your family's dreams come true.